didn't donate enough because the light.
Probably should turn the volume up, huh?
Tyler, we didn't donate enough because the light bill wasn't paid. Joe, sound too. There we go. We have sound.
We got audio. Sorry about that. There we go.
Looking forward to a nice short, like by the rain delay. I was looking forward to a nice short episode because that race was fucking terrible.
I know. And then it got ugly. And then it got ugly.
Can you turn me down? I'm really
Turn
loud.
you down. Oh, yeah, you are.
I guess I should.
How about that? Is that good?
A little bit more.
A little more down? How about there?
I like to not be able to hear you guys.
Okay, that's good enough.
That's
Well, hello there, Mr. DJ.
Test. Oh, it's actually
Testing.
Test.
1, 2,
Might be
3.
the first time in 3 years.
Yeah, still turn me down for sure.
That's a new button. That's a lot louder.
Yeah, still turn me down though.
Turn you down. How's that? Is that better?
I feel like that's better.
Okay.
That is really loud. I mean, I like
I fixed that one.
It's.
That's a much better view though.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I gotta share the
Kitty.
Hi,
story.
it's me. Hi. Oh, come on. Stop signing me out. Sign in. I didn't want to sign out. Verify it's you. It's me. Hi. Okay, I got that. We got erase. Come the fuck on! Stop signing me out.
What is signing you out?
Google Docs.
Oh. No, it's already warm, so I may grab a beer after. I'm just good right now.
Okay.
A key.
We are live.
We're doing it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Dun, 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 dun.
Phenomena.
Bow, 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 bow. All right. Ski. Ally 400.
Whoa, hunt it.
What's the scheme of the week and why is it the one?
It's not.
It's not. 7?
Just because the Bloods and the Crips finally got together and
Yeah. Is it the 10?
it's the Ally 400, dog.
The Ally car is getting it?
That car was hella bright.
Which one?
Both.
The Ally, dude, that pink. I don't
was
know
like
what
highlighted.
color they used for that, but it was all of it. I don't know. It's a tough week for sure. The one wasn't bad.
It was a lot.
It was a little weird.
It was definitely a lot.
The 7 though, they've run that scheme for the past like 3 years, and it slaps every time.
It's so good. It's a classic as hell. Why are we doing this now?
Because we're chatting. I'm just getting all my stuffs ready.
Okay.
All right, you ready to pop this thing off?
No, hold on. I'm still putting the story up.
Pop it off.
Why do you never work?
It's me. Hi.
Gonna do this all night?
The problem, it's me. What's up, lads? Zane got a top 5 before Corey. Not true. Corey got a top 5 at Daytona.
Top 5 at a non-super speedway track. So get it right, Joe. I know you're mad your driver wrecked. I almost wore my Larson shirt tonight just for him, but I figured the Corey shirt would do
Didn't
just
Corey
as
get
good.
a top 5 at like Darlington?
No, it was top 10. He got like an 8th at Darlington.
7th or 8th, yeah.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago, I think.
Last year.
Okay.
No. Just accidentally used the topic soundboard the whole time. John's actually, I don't know if he added the buttons to his, but he's been using the do not come buttons a lot. I don't know if he just switches to. Nope, I guess not.
No,
That's topics.
No, he said they were using Revival's buttons.
Stick with the boys.
I'm gonna come.
Do not come. All right. We ready to rock and roll?
I thought we'd just sit here for 3 hours and just shoot the shit, not actually record.
Isn't that what we do? We just hit the record button first.
True.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of the Loose is Fast podcast, your podcast home for all things NASCAR and some things not. I am Kyle Belcher, and I am joined, as always, by Daniel Walker.
Again.
And Norman Pelletier. Woo! On today's episode, we will talk some NASCAR news, recap the weekend in Smashville, answer some questions, have some fun along the way, chat with some people live here on YouTube, and have lots and lots of fun. But before we do all that, Dan, tell the people how we put on such a spectacular-ish production.
Oh, it's ish. Ish, 100%.
Heavy on the ish.
Brought to you this week and every other week by the Revival Motoring Network, the Revival Motoring Podcast, and revivalmotoring.com/B4B. Norm, stop looking at Marketplace. Do your job.
Looking at houses.
You can't afford them.
What's B4B stand for?
All right, there you go. You need to set me up. Stands for
Bucks for the boys. Woo! Bucks for a house. Woo! Woo! Bucks for the boys. That is our value for value system where we will always keep this free for the most part, as far as I know, unless someone backs up a Brinks truck and makes us start charging.
And then we will sell out. We can be bought.
Can be bought. But we do this for free, and all of this fun stuff you see on the YouTube live chat, like the nice camera that shows our smiling faces, and this TV, and these lights that are full of bugs, and these mic stands that fall apart. And apparently John said they were having issues with one of the struts in one of the chairs not staying up. I think it's yours.
Oh, God.
You look like you're...
Yeah, it's got a lean to it.
So yeah, we need help. We need help to put all this on. As of right now, Mr. Podcast Daddy pays for most of it out of his poor, unkempt pockets, except for
his pockets aren't
donations.
kempt.
Apparently not.
Poor pockets.
But yes, that is how you can help us out. Help us bring you our show, Topics Under the Stairs, the Revival Motoring Podcast. All the YouTube streams, all three shows have their own YouTube channels.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is how you can help us do that. And to do that, you go to revivalmotoring.com/B4B. You can sign up for a monthly recurring donation of $2, $5, $10, or $20, or you can manipulate the system and make a number out of those four numbers.
Big Joey Logano guy, 22, baby.
Joey Logano guy. You can also make a one-time donation if a monthly recurring thing ain't your bag. You can go to PayPal, use info@revivalmotoring.com. That's also the home of Kyle's Race Day Challenge.
Hello, that's me.
What at?
The Race Day Challenge is if you donate the dollar amount that matches the driver's number on Sunday and guess correctly, I'll send you a little something.
You have any this week, or did Josh forget to send them to you?
Did not send them to me. I know Joe did, and Joe almost finally came to fruition and almost potentially covered the shipping cost of what would be in there, and no luck.
You're welcome, Joe.
Yes, you should have never done that after Dan chose him for our race picks.
I'm not sorry at all, actually. I'm not even the least bit sorry.
Nope, shouldn't be. And I appreciate you.
I know.
It saved me money.
Lost my train of thought. Other ways you can help us out non-monetarily are, like we always say, go on Apple and leave us reviews because we love reading them. We don't have any. Y'all slacking.
Boo.
It's been almost a month.
Come on.
Last one was on June 11th.
Fill out a review.
So if you
take someone's phone, do it.
If you have not filled out an Apple review, leave us a funny one. Make us cry. Make us laugh.
Yeah, make us proud.
Make us feel something.
Yeah, do it.
Once. You can also go on Spotify.
Make Dan smile for once.
That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
You can Go on Spotify, leave 5 stars only because all the rest of the buttons don't work. We've tried it. Trust us. Just hit the 5-star. It works every time.
Yeah.
I think we're up to 141 of those.
Norm is forklift certified. You got to trust him on this one.
Yeah, 100%. I've got my OSHA 10 somewhere, and I got a DOT card too, so you can trust all of us. We're doing all right. Kyle went to college.
So you cannot trust him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the last person you should trust anyway.
Facts. He's a salesman for a reason, folks.
Yep.
But yeah, that's pretty much the B for B moment.
Love it. Thank you, Dan, for that.
No problem. I can go home now.
Yes, you can.
Because I didn't just sit in traffic for 2.5 hours. I'm going to go do it again on the way home.
And now we will head into our segment in which we call backs.
You all right, dude?
Smooth.
Kyle just had a
Allow
stroke.
myself to introduce myself.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Calling back to TV ratings as we do always. New Hampshire Motor Speedway got 1.88 million on USA, comparison to 1.03 million last year, which obviously ran on Monday. So that's that. Unfortunately, the first one in the sub 2 million for the season.
Take it off the schedule.
Yep. Cancel it.
Wrap it up.
That's it. All right. Now we get to do our favorite segment of the week. Calling back to our race picks. So, to remind you all, our race picks going into Nashville, I chose Mr. Noah Gragson, Dan chose Ross Chastain, and Norm chose Chase Elliott. It was not looking good for your boy until it was looking great.
Can I let you know the audible yell I let out when Chastain got wrecked? Because I thought I finally had one.
Norm didn't want me to win.
Yeah.
Oh, the audible cheer I sent
Oh, no,
out.
mine was an audible, like, no!
No!
So, yeah, that was...
You could thank Larson for taking him out and half the field
yeah, I'm all right with it.
a couple times.
It makes me happy because Joe's upset, so
Yeah.
it makes
Honestly, it makes it all worth it.
It makes it all worthwhile.
So, looking at the finishing order, I ended up taking the checkered flag on our race picks with Noah Gregson's 10th place finish.
How the hell, like, when I
Dude,
thought...
Noah Gragson went 112 laps on gas and right side tires.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is at one point when I thought I had this in the bag, that last run when Ross was leading, Denny's chasing him down, I'm like, whatever, Denny's going to pass him, but Gregson's in, like, 31st, and Chase was in, like...
8th.
Was he? Okay, he's back up at the top 10,
Yeah.
but he was half a lap behind. I'm like,
And then
we good.
he self-spun
Yeah.
like a fucking bum.
Yep.
And that's what started the whole trajectory of the end.
Wait.
Breaking news.
Noah Gragson disqualified.
We're going to do a giveaway in the chat.
Are we?
We just got a text from Podcast Dad. He said, post about the stream again. I'll send some stickers and a T-shirt to a random in the chat. We get to pick who. So, anyone that's in the chat right now, live on the old YouTubes, sell us on why we should choose you for a random shirt and sticker combination.
Joe, you got an uphill climb, homie.
Oh, boy. So, I would like a 4-sentence or less reason as to why we should choose you by the end of the show. So,
Bro, we have 4 people watching.
that's okay.
It was up to 10 a little while ago.
Yeah. Well, small pickings. Well, we'll find out. So yeah, do that. Someone type that in the chat, and we're gonna let this roll through the show, and we'll decide someone right before we start the race.
Joe, you haven't left
Three
a review yet? Bro.
You're officially just not qualified because you haven't filled out a review yet. All right. Sorry, that was totally off the rails.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
All right, cool.
No, Norm!
Back to the race picks. So,
Norm, you don't qualify.
Said somebody in the chat.
Look, he left the fucking...
Oh, nice.
You're all true until that last part.
All right. Yeah, so the way things shook out, unfortunately, Dan ends up last, despite Ross Chastain looking like he was going to win. So I did get the point for Mr. Noah Gragson in the top 10, bringing our score to 13 for me, 3 for Dan, and 11 for Norm. Looking forward to Chicago Street. We need to make our picks. So, Dan, with finishing last, you get to choose first, and I'm going to go ahead and just start typing SVG.
No, I already picked him.
Oh, you can't. That sucks, doesn't it?
You've been waiting for that all day.
Nope.
Haven't you?
Nope. Totally just expected you to pick him.
Nope. Fuck. Is he in the 16 this week?
Yes.
Okay. So I was going to go Dinger, but that's not an option.
Who you got?
I don't even know who I have, who's in. Do we have any weird people in this race that are confirmed?
Yeah, you got
Somebody's going to be in the 33.
Joey Hand. You got Hand in the 60.
I wish this is the problem with doing
Austin Hill's in the 33.
This is the problem with doing it on Mondays is the lineup doesn't come out for till like.
No, it's already out.
Oh, it is. Did Bob?
Yeah, those are your weird ones.
Did Bob post it?
I picked the
Toby
16
Christie.
already, but it was AJ. It wasn't SVG.
Daniel, you're on the clock.
The clock's going to be running for a minute because I was hoping someone would be able to know more people. Who do I have fucking left out of?
You have Cindric, Dylan, Brad, Corey.
I don't have Brad.
Oh,
I took him in the duel.
Yeah, you do.
I thought I took him again.
Blaney, whoever's in the 15, which is Kaz. You got Harrison Burton, William Byron. Byron's not a bad pick. You got McDowell.
I do.
You still have Byron?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm saving him, but then every time I think about, he's not great on road courses.
I mean,
so
if I was you and I was smart, I would save him for Darlington last race of the regular season.
Oh, that is the last race of the regular season. Good
Yeah.
call. Fuck it, just give him McDowell. Out of all I've got left, like road course guy, like sure.
Norm, who do you want?
I'm taking Mr. Ross Chastain, dude.
Chastain.
Because Dan made me switch my Nashville and my Chicago picks.
You're welcome.
It worked out kind of in my favor, I guess.
Okay.
Because I would have been unfortunately cheering for him at the end of that race.
You're going Chastain. Dan's going McDowell. I didn't tell Dan that Dinger was in the race.
In what car?
13.
Oh, whatever.
I'm going to take Shane
does it
Van
matter?
Gisbergen.
Is he in the 16 or the 91?
Shane's in the 16.
Dinger is in the 13. I held that against you,
Why?
but I'll give it to you
Why?
because you didn't pay attention. It's your responsibility. You could pick him if you want to. I didn't want you to pick him because if he picked SVG and you picked Dinger, I was screwed.
I don't think
Because I don't have like road
I
people
honestly
left.
don't even think Dinger's a better pick than
I
McDowell.
bet,
No,
I'm
I don't
willing
think
to
it is
bet
at all.
There is absolutely no similarities to last year.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go McDowell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my
I would have picked McDowell had I had him too.
Yeah.
McDowell's always
finds his
In
way.
the
I'm
conversation.
picking him for Indy just because
Yeah.
since I filled all this out, he felt so right for Indy
Mm.
for some reason, and I don't know why. He's probably going to blow a transmission.
Yeah, he's been doing that a lot lately. Or
When-
this year.
When is the Brickyard 2? It's right after Pocono, right?
Pocono, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's the race before the break.
Oh yeah.
We've
Because
got-
Pocono's not the break. It's Indy and then break.
I also unfortunately have Kyle Busch listed for one of these races in the regular rest of the season.
He wouldn't have been,
I
wouldn't have
gotta-
been a bad
I
pick
gotta-
this week.
I have to fucking decide who to
Shit,
put
I
in that
haven't.
plot.
I haven't picked him either. I thought I did.
Kyle Busch.
Yeah,
I picked him very early, I think.
you had him at Richmond.
Which should have been a good pick because he's usually good there, but he is absolutely hot garbage this season.
That's where I
At
have,
this point,
That's
I'm
where I
starting-
have him, by the way. Is Richard.
Although I
At
did
this point-
appreciate seeing him bow when he tried to get going and people cheered him on. That was actually
I know
pretty
we're
cool.
gonna get
no,
there
I'm pretty sure
later.
people were cheering because he was crashed.
Yeah, I saw a lot of middle fingers.
Okay.
They were cheering because he was crashed right in front of them.
But
That's fair.
I know we're gonna get there. But is it at this point like I'm starting to feel like he just has no luck?
No, he doesn't.
Like what the fuck?
I mean, you could say that, but luck is what got him that track position.
Facts.
He was literally in 33rd always.
Yeah, you're right.
Jared, because I'm Johnny Benson and I'll wreck you at pro if you don't pick
Well,
me.
Kyle doesn't have to worry about that because he doesn't show up
All right,
anyway. So
the
Me?
3 people in YouTube
Yeah,
chat.
that's true.
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 25.
there's 8. We have 8 now.
Between 1 and 25, whoever says it first gets it.
Yeah, if you're if you just
Yes,
if you're
it's the best
just
way to do it.
no, I want people to lobby for it. If you're just joining the chat, we're giving a T-shirt and sticker pack away. Type in the chat why we should pick you. All right, moving on. Just to recap that, for Chicago Street, I have Shane Van Gisbergen, Dan has Michael McDowell, and Norm has the watermelon farmer himself, Mr. Ross Chastain. All right, now we head into everyone's / no one's favorite part of callbacks, which is Norm's Scheme of the Week.
This is where I point at the TV.
Time to get memed, baby. All right, let's take a look. Who do you have? Well, go with a couple honorable mentions. Maybe 2 or 3 honorable
first
mentions.
Off the rip is Ross Chastain, honorable mention.
Yeah.
Even though his car looks like a book cover from like middle school.
Yeah. Textbook cover?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's honestly.
That's actually a good way to put it. Other honorable mentions?
7, fucking gorgeous.
7 was hot.
I love that scheme.
It's really good.
7 Gardner machine.
Other honorable mentions, dude. Menciones. 10's hot.
The Winchester made in America.
That thing was beautiful.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Trying to think of 11 hot. 14. Scroll back up to the 14. They really filled that in, huh?
Yeah, they did.
That
Wow.
scheme went from just being like a rush. I'm going to do him. Under the table. That scheme went from just like a rush sticker to they put so many fucking things on this car now.
Yeah.
There are so many fucking logos on this car to fill up the empty space, and it doesn't look bad. And there's a weird gray arrow thing on it.
Yeah.
That's new.
Gonna get normal laser pointer.
Ooh, that'd be sick. 15 has green side skirts. Love it. 20 was cool.
Yeah, with the concrete on the
And
bottom.
it was symmetrical.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunately something we have to point out with the 20 car.
Mm-hmm.
23 is cool. I don't like the Luke Combs logo on it, though.
I dug it.
Like, why is the Luke Combs logo the same color as the camouflage? Like,
Good
that's
question.
kind of annoying.
2 weeks in a row for the Valvoline car. I was kind of
Yeah.
surprised to see back-to-back of that.
Yeah. 41, 40. The 42 was smooth.
I don't know. It looks like
Logo
they're almost
placement.
trying to do like a throwback to like a late model or something.
Yeah.
That thing was cool.
47, did you see the fire suit, though? Fire suit's atrocious.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. It was
It was like
pretty bad.
down the middle. One side was white, one side was yellow, one side was tan, and it was really bad. 48.
Look at that thing.
This is my scheme of the week. Just because
Did you know Dale Jr. designed it?
he did not? Ryan
I know.
Williams did.
I know
but
Ryan Williams did. That was the running joke.
It's so fucking annoying. Did you see all the designers on Twitter?
Yeah.
Every time like Ryan Williams would post something, like, "There's Dale Jr." Like somebody posted they were leaving work and Ryan Williams is in the car behind him. They took a picture of their mirror and like, dude, Dale Jr.'s behind me in traffic. I just love it because, dude, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I hate the Ally regular scheme, and Ally has the best colors out of any company, and they actually used them on this scheme, and it looks really fucking good.
Yeah. It came out really nice.
This scheme's really busy. Like, I would change a couple things, but it's fucking so bright.
I
It
like
looks
busy.
So good.
Yeah. Looks really, really good.
It's busy in a good way. It's not busy like some of the, like, what was it, the track house cars with all the fishing shit all over them, like with real world pictures?
Yeah.
That's busy. This is busy in like some little kid's going to see that and be like, yeah,
I like that one.
There's a couple too many doodle bobs on it.
Yeah.
Like, the scheme is really cool, but like the stars in the back I don't love. The record underneath the number I think kind of just
is
takes
that
away
like
from the scheme.
around the gas door, does that say live racing and it looks like one of the
Like live nudes.
live nudes sign? That's sick.
That's awesome.
Love it. All right.
Yeah,
So
that's
Norm's scheme of the week goes to the Ally 48 of Alex Bowman.
I mean, you have to give it to him because he literally runs one scheme all year.
Yeah.
And
So
also,
the one chance we get to actually.
where'd he end up? Because he actually finished the whole race,
13th
right?
or 14th?
This might be the first time he's run the special scheme at Nashville for the Ally race and not been wrecked
Actually
out
finished,
20 laps
yeah.
in.
Sorry, Norm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was DBC Freddie Kraft picked him. And I was like, he's like, I'm going to pick Alex Bowman because it's the Ally race. I was like, have you not watched any
paid
of the
attention?
previous ones?
All right. And now we will head into the Some Things Not segment, in which we call Off Track. Dan, what do you got for the folks? Anything exciting?
Not really. After Loudon last week, I don't know what the hell happened. I've been a zombie.
I've been so tired.
Like, exhausted, like dead on my feet. Can't get enough sleep to catch up. Even this weekend, I slept. Jesus, like Saturday was really shitty out, so we just kind of hung out and didn't do much. I slept the morning away just trying to catch up. Like maybe I just need to recharge. We went to like Target Saturday night, and I was like, why am I so fucking tired? Like I was exhausted. I don't know what
I'm
it
right
is.
there with you. It was a long week.
It was just weird. Like it was just it was a different kind of tired. Like no matter, every time I put my head down, I'd go into a coma. and then wake up not refreshed.
No,
I was like,
no.
what the hell?
Yeah, you're not alone.
So hopefully that gets better with the holiday weekend coming up. Not that I'll sleep good if we're at the lake house because the bed sucks and I usually end up sleeping on the couch anyway. Yeah, not much this week. Normal shit. Played a little golf. Worked. Just kind of hung out. I'm trying to think if they're put my wheels on my car. My boss was gone this week, so that involved a few. When the idiots are left to run, well, he's an idiot too, but when the other idiots are left to run the office, they don't tell you where you're going. So I show up, I think it was Wednesday morning, and they're like, well, everywhere actually has people. I'm like, good. Just see you later. I went home. It's like,
all right.
Don't care. Like, look, you can stay in the shop. And I said, I'm already like halfway out the door. I'm like, nope, I ain't organizing screws. Go fuck yourself.
Later.
And so, but it gave me some time to get my tires mounted and shit, which fucking, I went to, another reason to hate Danny Hamlin. I went to Mavis.
Yep.
I like them because they have online booking and I don't like talking to people on the phone. So it was it's very convenient. Drop the wheels off. There is nothing going on in the shop.
Where's there a Mavis?
On Amherst Street.
I was going to say, I think there's a Mavis on Amherst
there
Street.
used to be one in Manchester. It was open for like 6 months and then shut down, where the old NTB used to be near the mall.
Okay, yep.
So I go there. There's like nothing going on in the shop. One of the dudes is just sitting there like on his phone. So the kid has me. He's like, oh, just drop him off in the door. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to go grab some food. I had to go run to the bank because I think I told you at the track last week, Sunday morning, I was getting calls from TD Bank saying that my card was trying to be used. So I had to shut my debit card off.
Oh, good.
That was at Loudon. Like, I was like, what the hell? Somebody was trying to buy like a $500 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card with it. And I'm like, that ain't me. I not it.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
Dan's like, there's not $500 in there, dude. My checking account.
Not of mine. But so I had to go to the bank, get a new card, which is just such a pain in the balls because now it's like everywhere my card is saved for ease of use.
Now it's all gone.
It's all gone.
Yeah.
So I had to go do that. So the kid's like, I'll be like an hour and a half. I'm like, cool, sick. So I go.
It's not bad.
I go to the bank, go get some food, go back like hour and 45 minutes. Everything is still sitting where it was when I left.
Untouched.
I'm
Nice.
like, come on. And there's still nobody in the shop. Some guy pulls in his truck right as I'm pulling in, and they got right to work on his truck. I was like, what the hell? So I just stood. I didn't say anything because the kid in the kid in the or not the office, but in like the waiting room, he was out in the garage. So I just stood in the pet store window and just looked at him. I just stood there until he saw me.
It's me.
And then he started working on them. I was like, oh God, like this could go poorly, but they did a good job. I was happy, but still from, it'll be an hour and a half to it. I think all said and done was like 3 hours. I was like, cool. That's great. That's
for tires, dude, get fucked.
I was like, really? And like, I didn't wait on them. Like, and it's not like they were busy. There was like no cars in the shop. It was so fucking annoying, but yeah. Happy to have those back on so I don't have the snow tire howl anymore. Those things are square. They're so chopped. The rears are so
all
chopped.
done.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to probably put them on the front next winter and just do a couple burnouts and straighten them back out. And
That's not going to work.
Yes, it will.
That's not how
There's
this
no
works.
Science that backs that up.
That's some Doug
But
Whittle.
I will watch you do
That's
it.
some Doug Whittle math is what that is.
Oh, yeah. Things running like shit.
We did it. We did DTM years ago. We did a burnout in the GLI and then like drove on the grass and shit. So obviously the hot tires got just absolutely covered in shit. Mm-hmm. We're driving home and you can hear it. Like you get the steering wheels all, because obviously they parked it and it sat for 2 hours. Everything cooled to the tires. So we stop at a stop sign. He's like, I know how to fix this. Just dumps the clutch, roasts it through third gear. And he's like, oh, nice and smooth now. I'm like, Doug, what are you doing?
I would have done
It's not how this works.
But yeah, so happy to have those back on. Car makes me happy again when it has the summer stuff. You know, when you go from the winter stuff to the summer stuff, it's like, oh wow, that makes so much better.
Yeah.
And I'm so much
so
happier.
much more quiet.
It's quiet, and I mean, it rides worse because there's less sidewall. But like, I actually look at it now, and I'm like, oh, I like how that looks. That's much better than what it was.
Good.
But yeah, now it's just survive 2 more days of work, and then we have a long. I will be living on the boat for 4 days, probably.
Hell yes.
Probably not. I mean, we'll go up there most of the 4-day weekend, but we'll have to come home at some point and check in on the house and shit like that. But
Yeah.
And then it's 3 more days of work, and then it's Pocono. So we are in I am in full-on cruise control mode right now.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure my boss is still off this week, so it is just like, don't care. Just I'm here. I'm a body here this week.
I'm here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, I'm not doing much. They sent me a kid the last 2 days. I had a kid working with me, and I felt bad because I realized he did like 75% of what we were doing. I was like, got
So
done.
that's how you train. You're
Yeah.
training properly.
Yeah, it got done. So, yeah,
Doing
that's
great training.
about it, though. Not a whole hell of a lot to report from this end of the world.
How about you, Norm? What do you got for the folks?
I didn't do too much. Attempted to take the truck out on Saturday, even though it's leaking. Short burst, it's fine.
Yeah.
I had to jump start it. Made it about 3/4 of the way into the road, leaving my driveway. It stalled, and it kept stalling after that. So it's either out of gas or there's another electrical issue.
I know what's wrong with it.
I pushed that back into my driveway and took my Silverado out and did my errands. Otherwise, I didn't really do much this weekend.
Not a
Some
bad
family
thing.
stuff, some errands, watched a lot of NASCAR.
A lot of NASCAR.
Got back into Hogwarts Legacy
Oh, there you go.
because I played like half of that and then put it down for like a year. So I started playing that a little bit more. That's about it.
Nice.
Ready for Pocono, though.
I can't wait. Soon enough. I am on vacation this week, but obviously I am here down the Cape with my family.
We had to drag him off the beach today.
Yep. Dragged my ass off the beach to hop in the cabrio, drive it on over here.
How long of a ride is it?
It's actually pretty equidistant.
Is it? Okay.
About an hour. It's like probably 10 minutes longer to get to the Cape House versus the home house. But no, it's not bad at all. Saw 4 accidents and a ladder on the way here.
Dude,
There was a A-frame ladder in the fast lane, wide open.
Oh, is it open?
Was it
Opened.
standing up?
No,
Oh, that'd be cool.
laying down, pointing at me. I was like, oh, that's terrifying.
I had.
Choose cone, dude.
Yeah.
Did you go high or low?
I went low.
You fucking
had
Larson
that-
ass motherfucker, dude.
I would have put me right in the fence.
Yeah, dude, you go high, you get pushed up the hill.
Yeah.
That happens every time.
I had that years ago coming back from Tail of the Dragon one year. Middle of the night, like 2 o'clock in the morning, there is a extension ladder in the middle of the highway, but somehow it's perfectly straight. And this was before this was my gold wagon. This was before it was really low. Like I think it had like drop springs on it. I'm half asleep and it was too late to do anything. If I moved, I was gonna hit the thing. So I just centered it and prayed. And it went right. I went right over it. Like I was like, oh. It was I was awake for hours.
Dan
after
had
that.
2 realizations that day.
Oh, yeah.
Car's
One,
not low enough.
his life's worth something, and 2, he needs to lower his car.
Yeah. Well, no, because then the next year I brought that car down to Tennessee. There was a deer carcass laying in the middle of the road, and that was when I was on my coils and the CCW reps, and it was this far off the ground. I jumped a deer carcass. Like I had 18-wheelers next to me and Jersey Bear on this side, again, middle of Virginia, like 3 o'clock in the morning. Can't do anything. Just brace. All 4 wheels came off the ground. We landed, pulled over at the next rest stop. It smelled like barbecue. I had on the front of the subframe, almost looked like where the subframe bolts are. It was almost like a frame horn looking thing. Just meat all over. I have pictures of it. For months, I was like, I put the car up on the lift and it's like, oh, there's more hair and this heat shield and
Oh, it gets
it was
everywhere.
Enough to become a vegetarian.
Oh, it was
Like you're like,
fucking
vegan
nasty.
isn't too bad
Yeah.
right now.
So yeah, I'm on vacation this week with the family. Look forward to this every year. Parents, sister, brother-in-law, the 2 kids, me and the fiance. So it's nice.
Bodie man with you?
Nope, no Bodie. Bodie's with the in-laws for the week, which I miss him already.
Is he just like a terror down there? Or?
No, we got my sister's dog and my parents' dog as well. So we're
Too many cooks in the kitchen?
Don't
Yeah.
need to bring the squirrel.
yeah. So we got the week down there. Birthday's coming up this Sunday, which is
yeah.
cool. And I had a big WeatherTech day before we departed on Saturday. All my
you bought a step
WeatherTech gear.
You bought a step for your step.
I bought
fucking-
everything from WeatherTech. Got the inside mats, front, back. Got the bed mat and their new tonneau cover.
I was going to say, did you get a tonneau cover yet?
Yeah, I got the roll-up WeatherTech tonneau cover.
I didn't know they made tonneau covers.
I didn't either until I was on the site because I wanted to buy just the bed mat because shit was flying around leaving
yeah.
New Hampshire. So I was like, yep, got to buy that. When I left you on Saturday, my cooler was just boom, boom. Like, that, we're done here.
Yep.
The WeatherTech one fits unbelievably in the bed.
It's laser measured.
Yeah, I mean, their shit's incredible. So
Sponsor us.
got the tonneau cover on, get the bed mat in. The floor mats haven't showed up yet, so those will show up this week. But super excited and really good quality as always from WeatherTech.
Get the cup phone.
I did not get the cup phone.
One of my coworkers got it, and he won't shut up about it. You gotta get one, dude. You gotta get one. I'm like, no.
Yeah, they're nice. My dad's got one in his truck.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I was gonna say you are right. You said you saw 4 accidents on the way here. I don't know what is on with the roads today, but like there were accidents and backups and traffic jams the whole way down here. This morning I drove by some dude, and did you see the one on the Everett this morning?
No.
The oil tanker that rolled into the woods.
Oh
It's off
God.
the road, dude. Keep going.
Keep digging.
It happened at midnight. I drove by at 6:15 this morning, and it was still laying on its side, half in the wood. Like the cab went in the woods first. like I said, to like land a helicopter on the road and take the driver to Boston and
Oh,
to the
Jesus.
hospital. But like it had been sitting there for 6 hours because they were like, how do we flip this over without spilling more of the oil that's in this tanker? Like, yeah, it was
What a
ugly.
mess.
So,
All right, cool. Let's hit it, shall we?
yeah.
Breaking news.
The news.
News. Got some interesting news that's happened over the course of this week. Obviously, we'll start with JGR, which we talked about on Monday. They officially announced that Chase Briscoe will be taking over the ride for Martin Truex Jr. in the number 19 Toyota Camry for
Really?
2025.
Nobody saw that coming.
The worst kept secret ever. I think they did an awesome job having Seabell there
I
to kind of do the
I
intro.
didn't watch it, but I saw your guys' reaction in Discord. So I
Yeah,
assumed-
that was hilarious. Well done. Bass Pro Shops is staying on the 19. Some people speculated that they would be backing out. Not the case.
I'm
So the
surprised.
Bass Pro
That's
will
the
be
most
staying.
surprising part about that entire news release.
I wasn't surprised by the 19. I wanted it to be the 18, but I'm not surprised that it's the 19.
Yeah.
I was very surprised that Bass Pro has.
And everyone's talking about the 18, and then they ask Gibbs about it. He's like, yeah, I haven't really thought about it. Like, clearly he does not care.
yeah, you don't give a fuck.
He doesn't care. Like, they're like, oh, what about Ty Gibbs, whatever. Like, the 54 is his identity. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the 18 is the classic Gibbs number, but like, whatever.
Yep.
Who cares? He clearly doesn't. So, yeah, congrats to Mr. Briscoe there. Obviously, we kind of found out after the fact that there was lots of different offers on the table for him.
Yeah.
Gibbs was all over.
Yeah.
Saying that, Martin has a deadline. If he says no, we 100% want you. We don't want you going somewhere else, whatever. So definitely coveted him quite a bit.
Now for sale, all of Chase Briscoe's sprint cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Actually, funny you say that because Gibbs was asked about
That
people doing
roundabout
stuff.
Bullshit ass answer that like he looked like that person that when you have to write a paper in school and they're like, oh, you have to have 100 words and you can figure out 10. So you're like, how can I make this bigger?
Yeah.
Like just
So,
bunch of long words.
they'll go to their crew chief and talk to their crew chiefs. And if it's something that makes sense, the crew chief will come to us and then we'll talk about it and make
Yeah,
sure it's
pretty
the right
much
decision.
They may be allowed to race a go-kart at Millbridge.
Yeah. That was the longest winded no I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that's maybe sometime potentially, possibly. We'll talk about it. Maybe
That's
kind of.
That's when you're a kid asking your dad to do something. He's like, oh, maybe we'll see. That's
Yeah.
a no. He just doesn't want to say no.
Yeah,
yet.
that whole thing, the whole news thing, and then Chase's interview on Stacking Pennies was all pretty enlightening.
I didn't listen to that. I
Like they
meant
didn't
to.
even like ask him about sponsors, anything. They're like, "Hey, do you want to drive the 19 car?" And that was the entire conversation.
Really? So they
Yeah.
knew that Bass Pro must
Like
be
that's
staying.
like
He was the only. That was the only. They said Gibbs was the only ones that weren't asking about sponsorships.
right.
Yeah, I did hear
And
that.
I brought up the whole 18 thing last week when the rumors started flying because I was like, this would almost be perfect for them to bring back their iconic number. And I thought in a perfect world, the 19 would go to Trackhouse, and because that fits in their kind of their number
Yeah.
mold.
Yeah.
And I was like, if that opens up the 19 for Trackhouse, which teams don't always work together, but there's like, for Joe Gibbs, it would have been like a no-brainer, in my opinion, for them to bring back the 18.
Yeah, I thought it would have been a good idea. I think I mentioned last week to have Briscoe, blaze his own trail, if you will. Even if you go back to the 18,
That we say
it's
that
like,
about every team, and the teams do not give a fuck.
no, they don't.
They don't care about driver's identity. They care about their team's identity. And that's why next year, whoever gets in that 34 car will be a 34 love scheme, and it will look exactly like Michael McDowell's.
Probably.
They do not care about driver identity. They care about their team's identity. The drivers are interchangeable.
Right.
Which is, in my opinion, the most annoying thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. We have more news out of the Gibbs camp. We speculated, and everyone has been speculating, what is going on with Eric Almirola when he was pulled out of the car a couple weeks back, and we haven't seen him since. Well, we got some news of what actually happened. What happened, Norm?
So apparently there was a kind of a team meeting between like the Cup and Xfinity. I don't know if it was Joe Gibbs or just all of Toyota, but Eric Almirola was seemingly kind of sitting in as a driver coach. And when you're a driver coach, your job is to coach the drivers, give your perspective, give inside knowledge that you have from your experiences. And Eric Almirola apparently was attempting to do that. And Bubba Wallace said something snarky in his direction along the rumored lines of, why would we listen to you? You don't know how to drive a car, or something like that. And Eric Almirola proceeded to punch him in the face from the rumors that are swirling.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
I think some of that was some insider information that
Right.
we've
They've
gotten.
apparently been beefing since the 43 days, which I don't really believe.
But then there was that video from, what was that, Charlotte
Coke
last year?
600 last year.
Was that the rain delay? They got out of the car and like Almirola approached Bubba and then shoved him. And obviously we can't hear what's, I mean, it's a video from like Mars. You can't really see, you can't hear what they're saying, but.
Right. In both instances, Eric Almirola seems like the physical instigator.
The aggressor.
But yeah, like the aggressor, but the physical guy in both situations, I'm sure Bubba's not innocent because we've all seen Bubba.
Bubba's a smart
definitely has a bit of a lip on him.
He's a smartass. I've gotten myself into jams like that too. I get it.
But Bubba's also the full factory Toyota guy, and Eric Almirola is the part-time retired guy coming in. But it's just, like, I look at it from Eric Almirola's perspective, and it's like, you were retired. You hung it up. Joe Gibbs came at you with this offer.
Yeah.
Like, hey, 20 years ago we had a relationship. I'd like to just kind of close both ends of your book at Joe Gibbs Racing. It'd be really cool. We'd like to put you in the Xfinity car a couple times. And I'm sure part of that deal was Joe Gibbs is like, hey, sit down with some of these younger guys and kind of share some of your knowledge. Be a driver coach. And I'm sure Eric Almirola's like, yeah, whatever, I'll do that. And then, like, halfway through the season, you're getting lip from the full-time guys. You're like, the fuck did I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of like how I see it, because there's no way Eric Almirola got out of the car and he goes, I need to go find a job somewhere and be a driver coach.
Probably not
like,
wrong.
he definitely seemed like he was just like, I'm done, I'm retired.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he was looking for a job.
Well, he said right in his retirement thing that he was much like the Truex thing, where he didn't say, he said, I'm retiring from full-time. So, I don't know. I'm with you. I mean, we obviously have what we've been told, the rumors that what was said and what happened. And like Bubba he's a smartass. He's as a guy who's a smartass, I've gotten myself in trouble with the flapping of the gums sometimes. I've been like that since I was a kid. And so it doesn't surprise me if Bubba said something that ticked a box.
Yeah,
but you know what? People say dumb shit all the time in their workplace, and that doesn't mean you can walk up to them and punch them in the face.
Yeah, I was going to agree with you wholeheartedly. Like, I'm not surprised if Bubba, took a jab at him, and I'm not surprised if it was a seemingly small jab that set him off, because they, like Norm said, seems like they have a history.
Yeah.
So, obviously, Gibbs suspended Almirola, so they saw him as the aggressor.
Yep.
Is what they're saying. Whether that's the case or not, we don't know. We probably will never know. They're obviously going to back the full-time guy, probably more so than they would the part-time guy.
Don't start shit with the boss's kid.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
know Bubba's not related to
I know
these
what you
guys,
mean,
but
though,
he's the Toyota guy. They've put a lot of money behind him. They're probably going to take his side over Eric Almirola's side.
Yeah.
Like, don't start shit with somebody whose life is a lot more secure.
Yeah, but like
yours.
I said, it happens all the time in every workplace in America. Everybody wants to hit their coworker.
You can't do that.
Doesn't mean you can.
Yeah. So Bubba was asked about it, and I think he had a really good response. He's like, I got good life on outside of the track. I'm focused on turning things around with the team, and just kind of ignored it. So
that was a good little interview from him.
Yeah,
there
he did a good job
skirting
dodging
the issue.
Yeah. Last thing you need is fights among the ranks, if you
threw
will.
A little jab in there, though. What do you say? Like, I don't want to tarnish anyone's good name.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I forget what he said.
Fine. Done. All right, moving on. We got a couple other bits of news. Some Richard Childress Racing news, of surprising news out of left field.
They closed.
Andy Petrie announced his immediate retirement, and Keith Rodden will be taking over as interim.
That was out of nowhere.
Yeah. Does it have anything to do with how terrible they're doing this season?
I can't even begin to speculate as to why that happened.
idea.
Nope. But, yeah, that is the case. So things are not going so hot over at RCR. Angie Petrie, who was kind of been at the helm for quite some time, is now gone, effective now.
Since the 80s?
He's been with the team for a long time. I mean, probably off and on. I think he went and did other things, but I mean, he was there.
Because he started a team for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
But they were in immediate alliance with RCR, I believe.
Something like that. I'd have to dig into it. But
he's been involved for a very long time and no longer.
Yeah, and that was very weird. Yeah. It was just out of left.
Very
surprising.
Like
on a random Wednesday?
Yeah.
I think it was. Just
especially how involved he's been, like literally right up till right now. Okay, see you later.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Mid-season too, which is bizarre.
It's
crazy. If it was the last race of the season, season's over, all right, I'm retiring, that makes sense. But we're in the middle of the summer stretch. We're basically halfway. It's like, yep, see you later.
Yes, Mike.
And it's like-
He was also on Race Hub, so yes, he's lost 2 jobs in less than a month.
Yeah, I think he's fine financially.
Oh, he's fine,
He's
yeah.
not worried about that. But yeah, surprising nonetheless. Some Hendrick Motorsports news came out. The Hooters partnership is officially done for Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah, so this happened really quick. People that were at the track at Nashville, did it start Saturday or was it all yesterday?
I
saw
heard
it
of it
Sunday.
yesterday.
I think it's all Sunday. So people were in pit road, on pit road in the garage area and noticing that, Chase's hauler, Chase's pit box, the banners they have up all were in the car itself was missing Hooters. The only thing with Hooters left on it was the pit crew uniforms, which obviously are made at the beginning of the season. Those take a little while to deal with. So the rumor mill started going all night last night, and then Hendrick themselves posted a statement today.
I have said statement.
Perfect, because I don't.
All right. Statement from Hendrick Motorsports. Hooters has been a valued partner of Hendrick Motorsports since 2017, contributing to our shared success both on and off the track. In recent months, however, Hooters has not been able to meet its business obligations to our organization. Due to these unfortunate and unexpected circumstances, and despite extensive efforts on both sides to identify a workable solution, it has become necessary for Hendrick Motorsports to end the relationship. It has been a privilege having Hooters as a part of our team, and we wish them the best.
So basically, Hooters has no money, and they no pay money, and they no more sponsor car.
Yep, that's pretty much what it
Both
is.
sides have tried to work out a deal. Hooters is like, yo, vouchers?
Yeah, we broke.
These are IOUs, sir. These are as good as money.
50-cent wings on Tuesdays.
This is monopoly money.
Yeah. Hate to see it. Hooters been in the sport for a very long time. Obviously famous with Alan Kowicki.
Yep.
Yeah, they're just hurting as a business among many other businesses. They closed. We were looking it up pre-show. Closed something 40+ locations fairly recently. So they're
hemorrhaging.
They're hurting.
Yeah.
And the first thing that to go is usually marketing dollars.
Usually the extracurricular things like sponsoring a race car.
Yeah.
I did see an interesting thing that this is now the second sponsor that Chase has won with that leaves the team damn near directly after.
Was it A-Shock, the other one?
No, the what was the one he won with at Watkins Glen? The
Sun
Sun Trust. No, not Sun Trust. It was the car he won
Sun
at.
Energy.
It was something like that. I saw a tweet about it that apparently after that
color
Sun
splash
Energy?
car?
Sun Energy, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they left the team shortly after that win. So the Chase curse lives
Yeah,
on.
that was one of those sponsors that like, is this a real company?
Yeah.
Are you real?
DC Solar, part 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, tough news, but business is
I want to
business.
see. Norm was talking about it in Discord today. I want to see who steps up for Indy because that was Hooters' last race this year was Indy. So
It'll be Napa again, I'm sure.
I know for a fact, 100,000% there will be a sponsor on that car, but it would just be so funny if they showed up unsponsored.
just like a black 9.
Yeah,
That'd
I
be
think,
sick.
I think that would be so fucking
Looks like a
funny.
test car.
It just looks like BJ McLeod's car.
Hell yeah. That's 74. Scheme of the week.
Scheme of the week.
Or they show up with like a Hooters scheme, but there's no Hooters logos on it.
It's just the owl.
It's just the owl.
Oh, they should get what's it, Drake's brand there? OVO. October's
I don't know
very
if I
own,
want to
the
associate
clothing
myself
line.
with Drake
just
right
a
now.
just a big owl on the side.
I don't think I want to associate with Drake right
Yeah, probably not. But
Well, he's got that hit song.
oh, Tootsie Pop. Get the owl from the Tootsie Pop.
Oh,
Boom.
Tootsie Pops,
There you go.
They still exist.
Is that the same owl? I'm pretty sure that's the same.
Pretty
owl.
sure it's the same owl.
Close enough.
This is me during the week.
This is me on the weekend.
Me at work, me at 501. All right, cool. Moving on. We got some news that came out today from the AM Racing Camp. Haley Deegan is out for the Chicago Street Race weekend. Joey Logano will be wheeling the 15 Ford at Chicago.
Yeah, according to AM Racing, they want a driver that actually gives them feedback.
Yep.
They worded it nicer than that, but that's pretty much how they worded it.
I think I added one extra word.
Yeah, honestly,
I added one extra word that made that hurt a little
You
bit
worded
more.
it a skosh meaner, but it's not far off. It's not
That's
really
pretty
that far-
accurate.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's tough. She has not done well. We were talking about it pre-show, and obviously you can't expect a ton from a rookie, but you hope for a little bit better than an average finish of like 30th.
And Corey Scothan said it in Discord earlier, and I mean I noticed it too when we were watching the Xfinity race at Loudon. Like
There's no speed in that
it's
car at all.
noticeably slower than everybody else out there. Like to the naked eye, you can look and go, "Ooh, that car."
what-
Yeah, the only person she was beating at Loudon I think was DeBenedetto, who I'm pretty sure broke a transmission
Something like
at
that,
the start
yeah.
of the race.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because the one start she got last year in the SS Greenlight car, she did pretty well. Ran in the teens, finished what 16th, I think it was,
Right. And
something like that.
I think that has something to do with this announcement. She got in a car that they had been building on all year with different drivers and had results all year, and they had information to work off of and setups to work off of. And she got in a car that was built and ready to go. This year, where they're working off of her, it seems like they're not getting enough information to progress each week.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
what
She just keeps
I mean,
telling
the
them to
only
subscribe to her YouTube. They're like, no, Haley, what's the car doing?
like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
The only kind of bright spot in this, her average start is 29th and her average finish is 26 and change. So like she's heading in the right direction in
There's enough
comparison to where she starts.
There's
but
enough attrition in
just-
Xfinity races for her to gain a couple spots.
yeah, I mean it's just not good. I don't know.
If she was running, I'm just going to throw it out there. We've said it before with like a guy like Corey. If he's running in the top 15 to 18, that's a successful weekend.
Yeah.
If she's running 15th to 20th every week, we're not having this conversation.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
That'd be fantastic.
That would be unbelievable. If she had an
Right.
average
If
finish
you're-
of 20th
Right,
in her
you're-
rookie season,
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah.
Average running position of 5 spots worse than the year before with a semi-veteran driver. Yeah, that's huge. But you take a car that seemingly has more funding, has a solid record from the year before and information to work off from the year before, and you run so much worse with
Yeah.
it. Like that's when like they start getting rid of crew chiefs and stuff like that. And now we're
Didn't
what,
they already
3
replace her? Yeah, they
3
already-
weeks removed from firing that crew chief.
Yeah, about 2 or 3
Two
weeks.
two
yeah.
races.
And they haven't improved. So now what do? They get a cup champion to come into the car.
Yeah.
And then he's going to go out there and run 7th in it. And they're going to be like, oh, fuck, well, it's not the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
exactly
this is
It'll
also,
tell a lot.
This is also a
very
race.
weird.
I get pulling her out at like a Homestead or something like that. Like a track where we can use this information, or Charlotte or Texas. We can use this information at 5 other tracks this year, and that will
Yeah.
help our program. You're pulling her out for, given she's not a ace road course racer.
No.
But you're not going to gain anything from having Logano run at such an oddball track.
I also don't think Logano is an ace road course racer.
He's not.
No, but in the Xfinity Series, he's an ace road course racer.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, until
see
they
what
get to that first 90-degree turn and he sends it in 4 wide and takes half
I
the
don't
field out.
think he did bad last year. He's bad at Indy. Thank God we're not
And
going
Coda.
there again.
Yeah.
Is Coda him too?
Well, I'm just
Although
thinking
no
of his
one was
dive
really
bombs.
bad at Coda this year.
It's very weird. I'm with Norm on that one. You would think they would take her out at Loudon. You can use notes from Loudon at your Gateways, your Iowas,
Your
your Phoenix,
Richmond,
your
Phoenix.
Richmonds, or you take her out at I don't know. I mean, I don't think we have an intermediate coming up soon, but
Nashville
like
wouldn't have been a bad one.
Nashville. You take her out at, again, like you said, like a Charlotte or a Texas. Then you got intermediate stuff. You're going to get data from a course that is literally, you can't even be like, oh, we can use it on road courses because this is nothing like any other road course we go
It's
to.
nothing like any course we go to at all.
Exactly. So it's very weird.
Silly. Yeah, we'll see. But surprising news
Carter
there.
Ropley brings up a good point. This may have less to do with Haley and more to do with Joey getting extra practice time at Chicago, too.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
suppose. But he's got the win now. Like, what's
there's
the point?
plenty of part-time cars he can
Yeah.
get into
Yeah, it's true. No, you're
rather
right.
than taking a ride from a full-time driver.
Yeah,
Like they're not going to pull Riley Herbst out to put Joey in to give Joey
Yeah.
more practice for Sunday.
yeah.
Maybe.
Surprising. But
Or at
that's
least
all
that
I
wouldn't
have.
Be their first option.
That's all I got for news. You guys got any more bits you wanted to add?
I think, damn it, I thought I remembered there was something I wanted to talk about, and I don't remember what it was. So I think we hit most of the stuffings.
Yeah, most of it.
Any rumors? Any good rumors?
No, the rumor mill has not changed much. I think it's kind of just continued.
We're stagnant, and I think we're waiting for the other shoe to drop, and that other shoe is where like the next Stuart Haas driver to make an announcement, or
Yeah, we're waiting on a lot of answers, and I'm surprised that things aren't falling faster. I think we'll get at least something this week.
do you think we get more before the break or after the break,
I bet we get some during the
or
break.
during the break? Also true.
I think one of the biggest and seemingly most backed rumors right now is Connor Zilic to Junior Motorsports.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Although it seems like Adam Stern's the only one tweeting about that, but it seems like it could possibly happen, and that's one of those situations where,
In what car?
right, they have 4
goes?
guys.
Fifth?
I don't think they can. I don't know if they will run a.
I mean, they
fifth
have the
car.
88, but they don't. That's a part time. Like, and you can tell it's part time because look at like
The pit stops.
the pit stops are awful on that car. So, I mean, you're not going to get rid of Allgaier. That's your cornerstone.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sammy Smith just started.
and
he's got, I mean, all that pilot money.
and he's got a lot of talent too.
Brandon Jones. I mean, I'd say he's your lowest guy.
He's your worst performing, but he's
but he's got the Menards shmoney.
yeah, he's got money.
And then there's Sam Mayer, who seemingly is honestly their best performing guy right now. But they say he's a fully funded driver, but that car bounces sponsorship
It does.
so much
It does.
that when
Well, listen,
I
it's
think
all
of a
about keeping
fully
the-
funded driver, I think of Alex Bowman with Ally on the car 36 races. Riley Herbst with
Allgaier with
Monster
Brandt.
on the car for 30 races.
Allgaier with
Allgaier
Brandt
with
for
Brandt,
most of the
Brandon
season.
Jones with Menards. Like, Sammy Smith just bounces so many
Sam Mayer.
sponsors. Sam Mayer. I always
You
all
may-
the Sams.
I don't like the Sams.
Too many
yeah.
Sams.
Yeah, it's interesting, but he is a Trackhouse driver.
Right.
You know, you
And
gotta keep that in
supposedly
mind.
The other
Yeah.
rumor was he brings WeatherTech.
I
with
heard
him,
that as well.
Which they're going to have that money from SVG leaving the Xfinity Series, which just surprised me that they wouldn't. The rumor isn't him going to track or Colic.
Right.
Because this is Connor Zilich is a Trackhouse guy. He's part of their development program.
Mm-hmm.
This deal is solely organized by Trackhouse. All the rumors that are spreading with this is Trackhouse is loaning him out. But Trackhouse has 4 guys at the top right now, seemingly.
Right.
That
I mean, yeah, you got
you can't drop any of those guys down.
they got too many asses and not enough seats.
Like, I don't see SVG sticking around for 10 years. But I bet they get a good 4 years out of SVG. You're going to keep Connor Zilich in the Xfinity Series for 4 years?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's just a bottleneck over there. You don't know what's
really
going to
is.
happen.
And then the whole 3-car charter thing.
If that becomes a
If
thing.
that becomes a thing, then they're triple fucked.
Yep.
I mean, all the teams are, but
I think Zane is the first one out, despite his good finish this
I
weekend.
don't know. I think it's a race between Zagan and Suarez. They love Suarez, but the finishes have just not.
yeah, he's
Been
just
I mean, he's
there.
better than Zane.
He is.
yeah, he's one
to
of
be
those
fair,
guys that
I'm better than.
he just has, as long as Pitbull's on that team, I think Suarez
True.
has a ride.
I think you're right. I think Zane would be the first if it was like held the gun to Justin Marks' head and it's like,
Yep.
find a seat.
But there's no way Zane doesn't at least do a season, if not 2, in the Trackhouse garage.
yeah.
There's no way they give him to Spire for a year and go, yeah, you didn't perform, dude. Sorry, you can't cut it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like, I can't see them not at least giving him a shot at Trackhouse.
Yeah.
Even though they make him sit in the parking lot.
I saw that. That was good.
I had a
That
good laugh
and-
this week when they posted the scheme. I was like, holy shit, Trackhouse remembered him.
Did you see
Yeah.
They lent him a sponsor for a week.
Speaking of Trackhouse social media, did you see that hard ass picture
Oh, with the
of
MotoGP
all the drivers
team.
with the
Yeah.
flags, like their whole country's flags? I was like,
Badass.
I don't know why that picture goes so hard, but that's badass.
So yeah, we'll see how it shakes out. Lots of stuff still to fall for silly season.
Yeah,
for sure.
This is how silly season always goes. You get that rush of rumors right around the June, end of May, Memorial Day weekend, June section. Then we hit that lull, and you're like, can somebody fucking do something? And then one's going to get announced, and it's just going to be, especially this season, it's just going to be a waterfall of.
Oh, also, I was listening to one of Junior's podcasts last week. They all blend together, and they're all kind of bad. But he said he was talking to Truex, and Truex said that he is, even after retirement, still has a deal with Toyota.
Nice.
So, unfortunately, Truex will not be racing for Junior
Yep.
Motorsports at any point next year.
I
Because
love
Junior didn't say directly he wanted Truex to race for him, but he goes, when I was talking to Truex, he says he still has a contract with Toyota. So he
Yeah.
can't drive anything but a Toyota. And Junior's like, kind of takes the wind out of my sails. Like, yeah, it takes the wind of all of our
Was it-
fucking sails.
Do am I remembering correctly that Junior was giving him shit on his show? He's like, yeah, he says he's going to go back, but that's till he sets foot on his boat, and then good luck finding him.
Junior, they had the Dale Jr. Reloaded.
I haven't listened to one of those this
They
year.
had the Reloaded, which was I'm not gonna remember all these people. It was Junior or Truex's longtime PR manager,
Okay.
which this was back in the Dirty Mo days.
Yep.
So he was pretty much just like another party animal.
Mm-hmm.
They had TJ Majors, who obviously has been friends with both Junior and Truex for 20 years.
Yeah.
Cole Pern came on.
Oh, no shit.
And they had one other guy. I want to say there was 4 of them, but they all came on and they were talking about Truex. And there were some fun stories going on, but it was his PR guy, who I forget the fucking guy's name. I feel bad. Came on and pretty much said, like, I could imagine Truex, like, I don't see him doing like a full-time Xfinity, but maybe a full-time truck. And they're like, truck? Why the fuck would he go to truck? And he goes, because it has like most lenient fucking schedule.
Yeah, he can disappear for a month, go hunting and
Right.
fishing, and then come back, run a race.
Yeah.
But they were all talking about him, and it was pretty general consensus that it's like, he's not coming back. Like,
'Cause-
there's no way he leaves this end of this year, goes hunting for 3 months, and then goes, I want to get back in a race car.
Yeah.
We'll see. Shall we head on down to Nashville?
I could use a nap.
Nashville Super Speedway.
Can we talk about one of the least scenic tracks we go to?
Yeah.
It's in like an industrial park.
It's way
In
outside
the-
of Nashville.
It's 50.
Yeah, and
It's 50 minutes from
yeah.
Broadway, which doesn't sound terrible, but that's like we always bitch up here. Not we, but I always bitch up here when the Patriots are on Sunday night, or Monday Night Football, and they're like, and they show the city of Boston, and I'm like, that's 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Like,
Yeah.
so yes, you can go to Nashville, but that would be the equivalent of like us telling the teams when they come to Loudon, like, hey, there's a bar in Boston you should go check out.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
That's a bit more.
it's more, but it not much. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I can make it from your house to mine in an hour. So
yeah.
it's about a buck.
So and it's 40
15.
and it's 40 minutes for mine. So it's going to be longer, but it's still the
Not-
same
not that far
consensus.
off.
It's not the it's still the same like
Boston, it's like being in Providence and saying go to Boston.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it
But I feel like the road, there's one road.
probably.
From Broadway to Nashville Super Speedway.
And this is why they need to bring the fairgrounds back, because the fairgrounds is literally in the city.
It was back on Friday night.
I saw that. Yep. But they need to get to the fairgrounds because that would be an absolute bang. I mean, we don't know what the short track package, but I'm just saying being like in the city limits of Nashville would be insane. Because
And that's
then,
why that's always on the top of my list for like ultimate all-star race
yeah.
is the Nashville Fairgrounds, because it's like you finish the race 5 minutes later, guess what? Every single driver is at your favorite bar.
Exactly. That's
Like that is the definition of like
think
party with
about
the team.
In the city.
Think about like we've never experienced this. I mean, I guess Coda was the closest, but even that, we were what, 20 minutes outside of the city?
Yeah.
20, 30 minutes outside the city. I could not imagine like going to a race. It's over. We hop in an Uber and then we're at the bar 5 minutes later. Like that'd be insane.
Nashville
Like,
Fair, you don't need to hop in an Uber.
can't just walk. You probably
You
just
need
walk
to cross
there.
the street.
Yeah. Like imagine just leaving the race and then you're at the busiest bar
It's
street
like
in
it's
the
like
country.
Daytona going to like Hooters after.
Yeah, going across the street to one of the
Yeah.
bars there. Yeah, it's just that would be such an unreal trip to do something like that. So they got to get in the city of Nashville.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, shout out, they announced that track houses,
Oh
whatever they have being
It's,
built
they said it's
in
like
Nashville
an
is
entertainment
like,
complex.
is like 2 weeks out.
I'm assuming it's probably going to be like
Gotta be similar to that like Mario Andretti thing we went to. That
Maybe.
Andretti Superplex we went to down near Daytona.
I could also see it being more of like a bar with maybe like a music venue in it. Like,
With like cars on the wall and shit.
well,
like
they
that,
said it's
almost
like an
a NASCAR
they said it's
cafe.
like an entertainment venue. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's on. Didn't they say it's on Broadway?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bar with a stage.
I hope it's like a go-kart track too or something like
Right,
that.
that's what I was
that'd
thinking.
be
Like when I
sick.
think of entertainment venue, I'm thinking of like, oh, it's like arcade, bar, like they got a fucking bowling alley in there, and there's
Yeah.
like one of those pit things you can go up with your buddies and do pit stops and shit like that.
And then there's going to be like a stage for people to
Because
just
the
swing
original
in and-
plan with Trackhouse, honestly, before they bought Ganassi, I'm pretty sure, was to build their shop in Nashville.
Yes, I remember that.
And then I think they bought Ganassi a year later and went like, well, we don't need to move now.
Yeah.
We kind of have a home now.
I don't know.
I can't
just-
find
I
any.
See,
Googled it quickly, but
They're being so vague about it. I wonder if they're just not sharing any information.
The fact that it's going to open in like 2 weeks and
You got to think it can't be mostly bar because Justin Marks and Pitbull both own bars in Nashville, don't they? You're not going to open up a competitor.
yeah.
So I wonder if it's more of like a live concert type place, restaurant, arcade, something like that.
Let's see. Biz Journal. Sign a 4,200 square foot lease in Nashville warehouse. Oh, it's subscribed to read the rest. Oh, never mind. I give up. Anyway.
But it's a warehouse.
Yeah. So
it's not like a dive bar.
all right, let's get into some racing here. We had a triple header weekend at Nashville, the Rackley Roofing 200 for the Truck Series. Yeah, just kind of a bloodbath.
Call that one my disappointment 200.
Yeah. Christian Eckes leads every single lap and gets the win. Handful of things to talk about in the race, I guess. Stephen Parson and Lane Riggs did not quite see eye to eye for a little bit there.
I thought I was watching this. I was playing poker with a bunch of people, so I had it just playing on my phone, and I think it was Just Bus was playing it on Discord, so I wasn't listening to it. And I thought Stephen Parsons was getting lapped, and I thought that's where all the drama came from, but it turns out they were battling for like ninth. But they were door banging each other for 8 laps in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was unnecessary.
Yeah, and Lane Riggs ends up spinning Stephen Parsons and then gets held 2 laps for reckless driving.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
mess.
well, he had his tires off the ground the entire backstretch on that one.
Also, shouts to Phil Parsons trying to hold it together while he watched his kid get wrecked.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Christian Eckes ends up taking the checkered flag, puts on a goddamn show, and takes the checkered flag for the Rackley Roofing 200.
Honorable mention in there, obviously, Clint Boyer came back out of retirement to do a race. Had some decent speed, was 9th, 10th place or so. Obviously, he's still getting his bearings. I didn't know this is like his best track on paper in the Xfinity Series. Obviously, Cup started going there after he retired. But this was he has, I think, his first ever NASCAR start and first ever NASCAR win at Nashville. Obviously, it's Clint Boyer. You go to Nashville, you're going to have a good time no matter what.
Dude, his post-race. We going to go on Broadway and have a beer? Oh, we're going to have some beers. Him and Mikey.
His pre-race interview, first of all, I'm so glad Mikey got somebody else to stare at this weekend other than Daniel Dye.
Yes.
Because every 5 seconds it was Mikey, let's check on Clint Boyer. And it was like, all right, like, simmer down a bit. Like, this is cool, but it's not that cool.
I think he would have had a great finish if it wasn't for that stack up. That
Yeah, he got a little bit of damage there.
But that pre-race interview, he goes, all right, and I've always loved interviewing Boyer. He's always a blast at the track, so let's interview him. And he goes up to Clint and, like, elbows him out of the way and goes, Cash, how's your season going?
Yeah.
And Cash is like, yeah, season's going really good. We've run a lot of races. Same age as Brexton, a year younger than Brexton or so. But he goes, I'm the only one, or I won a race earlier this year. So he goes, I got one up on this guy. I'm winning the competition. And Clint's just like, what the hell? Yeah. And the kid's roasting me.
But Clint on the radio when that stack up happened, I miss him. I miss hearing him come across the scanner.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Brett Griffin, I mean, I thought they were good friends, but apparently he's not that good of a friend because Brett didn't spot.
Well, he's always said if you listen to DVC that he'll never do the Truck Series again.
But it's Clint Boyer.
That's my thing.
He's not spotting for Lane Riggs or Stephen Parsons in the Truck Series. It's
his boy.
Seemingly one of his best friends that he's had a 20-plus year relationship with. And it's just, I would have loved that radio.
I would have wanted a radioactive of just the two of them.
Oh, yeah.
Right, because that's like Dale Jr., his one race a year when TJ does it. That radio interaction is so good.
I made it through.
But that's like more
Taylor,
of like
the seat's available for you anytime you want to come up, buddy.
Oh, was that Taylor? I was wondering who the hell that was.
But their relationship is more of like bickering brothers where TJ and Dale are like best friend cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like them two on the radio was always the best when you're at the track.
Yeah.
Was Clint Boyer and Brett Griffin. So it was unfortunate they didn't get together. But Clint, first thing he says on the cool down laps after the race, he goes, I ain't going out like that. Yeah. We're doing this again. And his crew chief, Patty, who I guess was Clint's crew chief back in the day, that's why one of the reasons why Clint did it, goes, seat's ready for you whenever you want. So Clint will be back in the 7, hopefully.
That'd be
this
awesome.
year, if not next year. But yeah, disappointing. He did nothing wrong.
Read the caption.
Was just a massive stack up on that restart.
Yeah, it sucked.
And it completely stoved in the front of his truck. And they like made no effort to fix it, which I was surprised. So
they like kind of half-assed it.
They like tried to put tape over it, but I'm like, if you just open the hood, can't you just get your hand in there and pop it out?
Punch it back out.
Like that's what I assumed they would do. And they didn't even attempt it.
He likes you more. You sent him a DM.
I'll just text him. But
yeah, text him.
Okay, I'll text him. Cool. Yeah, Boyer ended up finishing 17th. Not the day he probably hoped for, but not a bad day at all after qualifying 11th. And now we'll move on to the next one. The Tennessee Lottery 250 Xfinity race. Quite Quite a few interlopers in this one.
I'll be sitting this one out because I did not watch this one.
That's all right. Quite
It wasn't that good of a race, to be honest.
From what I heard, I didn't miss much.
No, not so much. Ty Gibbs led the field alongside Mr. Cole Custer. Ty Gibbs gets out to like a 3.5 second lead in the first stage. Dinger does try to run him down.
Yeah, Dinger was really good.
Yeah, he was reeling him in. Dinger had a great day. Unfortunately, did not get the finish I think he deserved, but the car finally showed some speed, which we haven't seen a ton of speed out of that 16, which was definitely nice to see. But Ty Gibbs takes the first stage. Dinger does come in second. Brandon Jones, Cole Custer, Allgaier, Noah Gregson up there.
Yep.
And that Rhett Jones
Gregson,
30.
He deserves all the credit in the world. That is a, late model team?
Yes.
This is their second ever attempt. This is the team that Gregson, for whatever reason, kind of like Beard Motorsports, just built a relationship with the team owners. And this is the car, or the team that he races for in the Snowball Derby.
Yep.
When he goes down to Florida and does the Snowball Derby.
During the end of last season, did a bunch
Florida,
of
right?
late model stuff with them too while he was kind of
When
rebuilding.
he was on his hiatus.
Yep.
So they decided they're going to make the attempt at coming up to Xfinity, whether it's trying to become a bigger thing or if it's just a Noah thing. But they're seemingly directly provided from Stuart Haas. Obviously, that's the team Noah races for in Cup. But for a team like this to come out, qualified top 10, wasn't bad on pit road. I was kind of surprised.
They did all right.
They were maybe losing 2-3 spots pit cycle.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, it
was there
wasn't-
all day.
yeah,
Qualified 7th, ran top 5,
That's
top
a team-
10 all day.
That's a team you expect to pit and drop like 10, 12 spots.
Yeah.
Because it's a thrown together last minute team. That's not usually these teams don't get super good pit crews, but I don't know if they got a truck pit crew or what, but they had a decent pit crew on this car. And that's a big thing when it comes to this kind of racing.
Yeah.
And the car had speed in it all day. Noah was definitely top 5, top 10 car all day. So it's super cool to see a team like that come out and be competitive.
Yeah, for sure. John Hunter Nemechek took the second stage, one of the other interlopers, along with Ty Gibbs, Noah Gregson. Who else was in that? Reddick was in the
Reddick was in the
Sam
26.
Hunt,
He was in the Sam Hunt
26.
Corey Heim. Oh no,
Chastain was in the 92.
They pulled Corey Heim out of the 26 and put Reddick in at the last minute
Yeah.
because Corey Heim was obviously racing in the truck race and the Cup race. So the team decided to pull him out. It wasn't his decision because they're like, "This is way too much for you, dude."
Yeah.
So they put Reddick in at the last minute.
Get towards the end of the race, Ty Gibbs and Justin Allgaier are battling. Allgaier ends up sending Ty Gibbs around. Chandler Smith gets into that one as well.
DBC was kind of jokingly speculating on this that apparently Allgaier was reporting having battery issues. And they really needed a caution.
No,
I don't.
I don't think he would do that.
Didn't it look intentional? I think Ty got loose.
Looked
and
like Ty
lost.
came down.
I'm not saying he spun himself. I think he got loose,
Yeah.
so Allgaier caught him really
Yeah.
fast. I think Ty just bobbled, and Allgaier was kind of in the middle and just gained too much space on him. Barely touched him, but it's enough with the air with these
Oh, yeah.
cars that it's Allgaier 100% spun,
thought I
but
saw-
I don't think it was
I
intentional.
thought I saw an onboard that said that was showing. I didn't watch it, but I thought I saw an onboard that was showing that he didn't touch him.
he was close enough.
Yeah,
to
he was
touch him.
close.
Yeah. All right. Sheldon Creed ended up having a battery voltage issue and ended up having to pit late, but John Hunter Nemechek pretty much sailed away with it in the final stage,
Yeah,
taking
this-
the checkered flag.
This was super surprising because Cole Custer had gotten out to like a 3-second lead before this caution. And everyone pits, and they put on a set of tires on that car that just took it from a first place car to like a 15th place car.
Yep.
And Allgaier was kind of the same way. Allgaier faded late as well, and they were battling for like 8th and 9th there at the end of that race. But I mean, John Hunter definitely didn't have the best car. I think he had maybe a 2nd or 3rd place car there at the end. And that last pit cycle, I don't know what they did to these tires, but Cole Custer sent it off into turn 1 with 7 to go or something like that, whatever they had for the final run. And it just drove 3 lanes up the track. Like the tires had no traction. He dropped like a rock. So John Hunter was kind of gifted this.
Yep.
And I got a great chuckle when as soon as the race is over, and now John Hunter Nemechek has a chance to go for the weekend sweep and win tomorrow in the Cup Series.
Does he though?
I was like,
Sure.
are you fucking watching these races on Sunday? And
Clearly
lo and
not.
behold, dude, fucking first car out of the race in 37th place. I was
Yep.
like, there you go.
So John Hunter Nemechek takes a checkered flag, followed by Chandler Smith, Jesse Love, Austin Hill, Noah Gregson, Riley Herbst, AJ Allmendinger, Justin Allgaier, Cole Custer, and Sam Mayer, your points getters in the Tennessee Lottery 250.
Huge climb for Jesse Love.
Yeah.
He started 36th place, and he drove all the way to the front. That car was cool looking, by the way. And drove
38th.
Yeah, 38th, and drove all the way up to third.
Yeah.
Like, huge climb for him. He was passing some cars late in that race that you're like, he's passing these guys. When he caught his teammate, Austin Hill, who wasn't bad, he drove by him and put a bus length on him in a second. It was like, holy shit, this kid, it's like his tires never wore out throughout the day.
Another shout out I would like to give Carson Quapple, starting 30th, finishing 12th.
Yeah,
so
2
pretty
weeks
good
in a
climb
row,
for
he's
him.
had bad starts.
SVG starting 28th, not a great starting spot, ended up finishing 15th, and Sam Mayer starting 24th, finishing 10th. So quite a few climbers in the
And this
Xfinity
is
race.
kind of been SVG's thing all year, is he'll start bad and he'll run bad, but by the third stage, he'll figure it out, kind of gain.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't wreck out in the first 2 stages, he's usually there to get a top 15 in the end.
Yeah, for sure. All right, before we get into Ally 400 overtimes, Norm, you need to pick somebody in the YouTube live. So if you're listening, watching live on YouTube, Norm is going to pick someone to get a sticker and shirt combination from Mr. Podcast Daddy himself of the Revive Motoring Podcast. Norm, how do you want to pick somebody?
Well, I tried to do a number, but these guys gave up within seconds of that.
So if you're watching now, guess a number between
1 and 20.
1 and
I'll
20.
narrow it down a little bit.
1 and 20. Throw out some numbers.
First
Let's
one to
go.
get it
Hondo's in
wins.
here. Hondo, I guarantee you would not give us your address.
Yeah.
So there would be no way of us sending it to you.
said
43.
between 1 and 20, you fuck.
We got a 13 from Taylor. We got a 17 from Jared. Another
two
17
17s.
from Joe.
Come on, boys.
Keep
I'll
guessing.
let you know as soon as you get it. No one's got
We got
it
a
yet.
9. We got a 3. We got a 6.
You guys are close. You guys
One,
are,
of course.
You guys
Of
are,
course,
Joe.
you picked one.
You're within 20 numbers of the one I
16,
picked.
7, 2, 5.
The Baconator 14 with the 7,
Oh,
which is the number I've picked from the beginning because I've been staring at Kyle's beautiful hat this entire time.
Oh, all right. So
We
that's
have a winner.
the Baconator 14.
Which
Who
is
dat?
probably their first ever comment, and they get a free T-shirt and some stickers.
Yep. So whoever you are, the Baconator 14, send us a DM on some social, and we'll get your info.
Either Instagram or Twitter, one of the two.
And we'll forward
Whichever
it
one
over
you
to
follow us
Podcast
on.
Daddy. Woo! All right. The Ally 400 overtimes at Nashville Super Speedway.
5.
Huh?
Yeah, like 5 overtimes.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just trying to help.
How many extra laps did we do? 50?
No, they did
29.
30. That was 30. That was 331 or 330 or something like that total.
Fact check that.
So is this the Ally 500 or?
Yes.
Ally 4.
No, they had to make up. They had to make
29,
up for the Coke 600.
All right, pre-race, Justin Haley ended up getting a penalty for making adjustments after inspection, lost their pit stall, and had to do a pass-through penalty to start the race. But Denny Hamlin led the field to green alongside Mr. Josh Berry. Seabell takes the first stage.
Yeah, Seabelt super strong.
Denny actually
Thank
pulled
you,
out.
Justin Haley.
Yeah, Denny was bombing away the first stage, and Justin Haley raced Denny Hamlin like a prick to stay on the lead
Oh
lap.
my
Sure did.
God.
And I loved it.
I was there for it. But yeah.
Were you? Wow, you got home quick.
But Denny was not a fan of him.
Nice. He was not thrilled.
Took the
Yeah.
PJ, baby.
Ooh, we have a PJ?
Well, Kyle's, he's not using it because they're in the Cape this week.
Oh, he's using the yacht this week.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
dude, they're
That's
on,
right.
They're on the boat.
Yeah, so Christopher Bell takes the first stage, followed by Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Larson, Brett Kozlowski, your top 5. Ty Gibbs, William Byron, Chris Buescher, Martin Truex Jr., and Bubba Wallace, your points getters in the first stage. We start seeing some spinnaroos in the second stage. People start coming through the grass there. Ty Gibbs goes for a spin back half of the top 10 off the nose of Mr. Alex Bowman.
Yeah, originally I thought Bowman cut down on him, but they showed a couple more replays, and it seems like Ty just kept coming up and just clipped him in the left rear.
I wouldn't put that on Bowman at all. He had
Yeah.
nowhere to go. He was up against a fence. Looks like Ty just cleared himself and not clear.
Right.
So he goes for a spin there. And then we end up at 137. The cars come down pit road and park for a while and held for about an hour and a half, give or take, when we have some some rain.
Yeah, they
God, the NASCAR app's fucking terrible.
they've been keeping track of this storm for a while, and they knew it was extremely quick. So they I think they handled it very well. And like you said, it was an hour and a half. And they were back on track. So
Yeah.
super good on them. Super good on NASCAR.
Yeah. We get to the end of the second stage. Christopher Bell takes the second stage as well, followed by Reddick, Larson, Hamlin, Keselowski, your top 5. Chase Elliott, MTJ, Ryan Blaney, Chris Buescher, and Noah Gregson, your points getters in the second stage.
31 extra laps.
Oh, we were both wrong.
Yep.
But you win Price is Right rules. Closest without going over. You said 30. I said 20.
I was like 30-31, but I'll go with 30. But
Doesn't matter. You
Price
still
is-
win.
Price is Right rules.
Proud of you.
Finally won something. Can I get some points in race picks?
Multiply that by, what is it, 1.33?
Yeah. Miles.
Yeah.
Dan gets
So-
1.33 points.
So what? 331 times 1.33.
I think that's where I got the 50 from. They went 50
Shit.
extra miles.
So what did I say? 331
Times 1.33.
1.33. I hit the equals twice too
Oh,
fast.
yeah.
Yeah. 440. The Ally 440.23.
Oh,
Hell yeah. Big New York racing fans. Anyway, back to the race. Chase Elliott goes for a spinneroo through the grass as well.
Yeah, all by his lonesome.
Poor Jake. Damn, if only I didn't rewind to make sure I didn't miss the giveaway, I wouldn't have missed the giveaway.
Oh, no. Darn.
Bum, 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 bum.
All right, where were we? C. Bell gets into the wall from 15th after getting loose there at 228.
Yeah, he just wrecked all by him lonesome.
He was in the
like
middle of
three
three.
wide.
He was middle of 3 and just the air wasn't agreeing with him or something because
Yeah,
he
he
just
was-
I
catching
can't
the
believe
cars
he
in
didn't
front of
take
him
anyone
fast.
with him.
same.
Truex was close. I think
Yeah.
Truex was the car outside.
He sailed it in there 3 wide. What was he? On Suarez and someone else below him. And,
They were 3 wide right in front of him. He was kind of trying to stick it middle
Yep.
with those guys to
Yep.
get through. And by the time his bumper caught theirs, I think it just took all the air.
Yep.
And he just spun a Ruski and he put the concrete car in the concrete.
Sure did. Seemingly the fastest car of the day.
Oh, definitely. I mean, took both first 2 stages.
Oh, not if you listen to Denny's podcast. Denny's car was faster.
Denny's car was fast as hell. I'll give him that.
He's like,
But
he's like, I had the best car out there. With all due respect to Chris, but I had the best.
of course he did. He's got the best
Chris
everything.
passed him in 2 different green flag.
Yeah, I know.
runs, but
Same.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, it's Denny's world. We live in it.
Oh, God. Talk about Denny's World. Did you see that fucking cringe
Fuck,
ass
that was awful.
pre-race video thing?
No.
You didn't see
Oh,
that?
my God. I threw up in my mouth.
On the
15
broadcast?
times while
No,
watching it.
he put it on his socials.
Oh, God.
It's him like walking out of his camper.
Fuck Denny Hamlin.
Got me in the forehead.
You okay?
Fuck Denny Hamlin. That video is so bad, though.
It's like
I gotta watch it
looks
after
like
the
Get a
fact.
chance to watch it, bring a paper bag with you.
Okay.
It's like a hype video where he like gets up out of the back of his hauler, he walks out, kisses Jordan, and then like some guy has him sign something, and he walks out of the bus and he's dapping up all these guys hanging out by
that
his.
he definitely met
that he definitely-
5 minutes before
yeah.
that.
he
video.
paid them all.
and it was so bad.
Well, that's how he has friends.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he
Thanks.
bribes him. All right, we have another wreck. Mr. Brad Keselowski goes across the nose. Mr. Austin Dillon from, I think, 15th or so ends up into the fence.
Yeah, a
thought
lot of
Brad-
people were quick to put this on Brad. I don't think it was Brad's fault.
I mean,
think-
he came down on the 3, and the
yeah,
3
but
was
he
there.
was clear. I think the 3 drove it in too deep.
I think
Could
I think it was a combination of the two. I think the 3 drove it in too deep, and the 6 was already coming down, not expecting him to be there.
Yeah, I don't know if the 3 was driving it in to try to cross him up to go high.
Maybe.
But, I mean, Brad cleared him, had like 2 feet on him, swooped down to enter low, and the 3 just drove into the back of him or
Yeah.
caught him by the time he was coming down, which if they were both braking at the same point, the 3 shouldn't have been there. So, I mean,
Racing deal.
yeah, and the you want to put blame on somebody. Yeah, it's Brad's because he changed lanes, but it's like I think the 3 drove it in too deep.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah,
been,
racing
you've been
deal
tagged
nonetheless.
in Discord on the awful Denny Hamlin video.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we can play it on stream because it has copyrighted music.
Yeah, I'll watch it after the fact and then cringe about it. And then during that same caution, we have the Carson Hocevar and Harrison Burton incident. What happened there, Dan?
Carson Hosevard.
Yeah.
Did we ever get the full picture?
There was somebody shared in-car video.
Okay, I missed this.
And it's definitely on the 21.
Yeah, so didn't the 21 block the shit out of him? like a lap
Yeah,
before.
I didn't see the lap before, but under caution, the 21 just slams on the brakes and
Yeah,
the
so
77 hits
I
him.
still think, the caution comes out for the Keselowski spin, and then the camera cuts to the 21 being spun on the other side of the track, and everyone's like, what the hell? The replay, I mean, Carson looks like he's hunting him, probably to kind of do what Denny did to Kyle earlier in the race, like, give him a shot in the back, like, hey, fuck you, stop arrow blocking me, whatever. And yeah, it looks like the 21 brake checks him, but I mean, we'll never know without SMT.
I had a roller coaster of opinions on this. At first, when they first showed it, it was kind of like the second impact that spun the 21. I was like, oh, the 77 just spun him.
just right hooked his ass.
And then like the 21 slammed on the brakes and the 77 spun him. Then they showed it again. It looked like the 77 hunted him down.
yeah.
And then I watched the end car and the 31. I don't think the 77 hunted him down. I think it's when the yellow comes out, everyone kind of just staggers.
Yeah.
And
it
like
looks
every
worse.
other car goes high, every other car goes low to kind of just so like if there's any sort of checkup, everyone's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
building space.
Oh, that's like I've got Denny's video here. That's like a weird trend going on right now.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
But it's cringy.
Yeah, but it's a trend with 16-year-olds on TikTok. Denny's 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs to be doing these trends.
Yeah.
When you're
Well,
almost
he's a
50
social
years
media
old
god, you know?
and worth like $500 million, I don't think you need to do TikTok videos.
I did appreciate everybody because Reddick was on his show today.
Yike.
Reddick was on his show because
Yeah,
he
'cause he
won the
won the
bracket
thing.
challenge.
Did you
Yeah.
see the memes? It was like Denny Hamlin has a bracket challenge and winner goes on his podcast and it shows Chase Elliott self-spinning twice.
Yeah, I saw that. But they were all giving him shit about his house. There was somebody, I think one of the kids on the show was like, I know this is like 1 million square foot house, but there's not a lot of rooms in it. He's like, there's like 10 rooms and they're each 100,000 square feet each. And Denny's like, come on, stop it. And you just hear Reddick just dying in the
Nice.
background. I love how they give him shit. There was that Barstool video where like Denny and Bubba and a couple people and Blaney were golfing with the Barstool guys. And they were all like, oh, do all you guys have houses on Lake Norman? And Bubba's like, yeah, Denny doesn't pay me enough. Like,
Well, have you ever seen the picture? It's like Pharrell Williams puts his house up for sale, and everyone's like, "Dude lives in a community college."
yeah.
Denny Hamlin's house is designed like a community college, or like an art museum. It's not designed like a house.
He's so loaded. That was the line of the episode. They're like, "What is?" It was one of the Ask Denny's. I think it was somebody who was like, "Oh, someone said, do you ever get lost in your house?" And they're like, "You even use all this house?" He goes, "Well, really, we use all of it. I mean, I guess the least used part of the house is probably the bowling alley." Like he said it like I would be like the least used part of my house is like that closet over there. Like,
Yeah.
he
My
said
storage room.
Yeah, he's like, I don't really use the bowling alley very much. I'm like, I fucking hate you.
Yeah, you're
so
insufferable.
much. But yeah, Carson ends up spinning the 21 under caution. Oddly enough, it was very similar, except under caution, not under green, to what we saw Lane Riggs get parked 2 laps for in the truck race.
Yeah.
Yet there was nothing from NASCAR.
NASCAR said they're going to look at it.
They are
post-race,
going to look at it
and
post race.
I don't think they're going to find anything to penalize them for. Like I said, they shared a video of the 2 in cars, and they kind of stagger on the backstretch, like everyone staggers. So like the 31 goes high, the 77 goes low, and the 21 seemingly brake checks them.
The problem is Carson has a history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Carson
they're
has
gonna
a-
NASCAR is gonna have to look at this, and I think that's why they took this time
Probably.
to look at SMT and stuff like that.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a fine
Yeah.
because of his history.
Yes. Much like the Austin Hill thing.
Yeah.
It's the history.
Yeah. I don't think that's probably why they didn't do anything during the race. I'm surprised they didn't. I was thinking maybe they just missed it and they were like, oh, too late to go back now.
Yeah.
We'll deal with it on Tuesday when the penalty report comes out. But I wouldn't be surprised if he gets even just a monetary fine because intent or not, caution's out and he got right hooked up into traffic.
Yeah,
Like,
well, he also brake checked the living shit
he
out
did,
of him
he
too.
did.
So they may just
Whether-
see it as
and I
you
think
both are idiots.
That's
Yeah.
what they're gonna have to look at.
I
They're gonna have to
think-
look at if he hunted him down, the 77 hunted the 21 down, and then the 21 brake checked, or if the 21 just brake checked and the 77 was there.
Yeah.
Because it could go either way, whether the 77 went out of his way to find him, to kind of nudge him, and then the 21 said, all right, you want to nudge
play
me, I'm gonna
games,
lock my
yeah.
brakes up. Or if the 21, I think the 21 hit the brakes twice, and that's why Carson was even involved in this.
Yeah.
And it's just hard to say because then you go on the radio and Harrison's taking blame for it, or like taking blame for blocking him and stuff like that. And then he's going to come out and wreck me. It's like, all right, so you were already mad at him.
Yeah.
And then we see this where you're seemingly just brake checking him down the backstretch. So it's going to be tough. So I think NASCAR did probably the right thing. And they're going to have to look at this a little bit harder than in the 15 seconds they had to look at it during the race.
Right.
Because during the race, they look at it for 15 seconds. They go, yeah, Carson Hocevar spun him under yellow, penalize him. And then they look at it on Monday or Tuesday and they go, oh, fuck, well, why was the 21 at 100% brake
This is
pressure
going to
on the
be
backstretch?
yeah. This is going to be something that will be decided with SMT.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Also, we didn't talk about this last week. I forgot about it because I think it was after you left, and we were busy talking about our weekend. But this is now 2 weekends in a row with a Hocevar incident. We talked about it at the race. He apparently had a tire going down. I think this was after the rain delay. And me and Norm were watching him like drift around the corners. He came through 1 and 2 like completely sideways, and you could hear him stabbing the gas. And we were like, "The hell's he doing?" And he finally spun out, and we were like, "He's been wrecking for like 3 laps." TJ was on DBC last week and this week, basically saying that on SMT you can see him middle of the corner just bury the gas for no reason, spin, and then there's a massive brake spike, so he didn't hit anything.
Yep.
We were watching it live. He came through 1 and 2 like drifting. And we were like, I was like, what the hell is he doing?
Right, because there was at first he got like put 3 wide and he was up out of the groove. So it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
he's loose. And then we kind of paid attention to him. We're like, he's doing some weird shit. And then he spun out a lap.
He was
later.
literally going by us, and you could hear it like, wop, wop. Like you could hear him
Also,
stabbing
Kyle
the
Busch
gas.
came out and said that he just straight up hydroplaned and hit
Yeah,
the
he
wall.
straight up didn't have a good time.
I assumed something broke because of
looked
how
like
he
it
hit the
did.
wall. And he came out and said, no, I was just driving around under yellow and lost traction, hit the wall. It was like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, by
was
that.
kind of in the callback section, but that's 2 weeks in a row of Hocevar kind of
Reverting,
reverting back to his truck ways, which is wrecking people and causing self-spinning for a caution that you need. And maybe there's nothing there, but the kid was on a good path. He was definitely doing pretty well.
I mean, he still has speed. He was top 15 pretty much all day
yeah.
yesterday. Corey had a couple of brief moments up there.
Yep.
I don't know what the fuck they did at the end of that race.
He
'cause
had to have broke something.
I think they got damaged when he got put in the grass
I think so too.
because he dropped like a rock after that and they kept pitting.
Yep.
All right. After the Keselowski and Hocevar caution, whatever, we get back to green for a little bit. This is when we see Ross Chastain out to a strong lead and Denny Hamlin start to reel him in.
We were all eyeballing. I mean, Blaney was out there, but they were on a terrible pit strategy.
Right.
That all these little cautions, like the Keselowski caution and all those, basically screwed their strategy. What they were hoping for was a long run, then a caution with like 20, 30 to go. Then everybody's going to pit because their tires are worn out. But all these short runs meant that everybody could now make it to the end and no one was going to pit for tires. So they were screwed. I mean, they got the win. They're in the playoffs, so they swung for the fences, and it just didn't work.
Right.
So
Like the top 8 or whatever all had enough gas at the end
yeah.
to make it without all the green, white checkers. But it went from like 4 of the guys being like on fumes and probably needed to pit to, oh, we can now all stretch.
Yeah, so Blaney
Because
ends up,
it was Blaney, Chastain.
well,
Oh,
Blaney,
no way. The
Jesus
winner.
Christ, what?
Our winner?
Yeah.
That's Stomp My Pee-Pee in Disco.
Yo! I thought I didn't think he'd listen to us anymore.
I've chosen correctly.
You have good choice. But no, so Blaney got out to a pretty good lead. He ends up pitting, giving Chastain the lead. He was out, what, like damn near 3 seconds?
Chastain on
Yeah.
Denny?
Yeah, I saw 2.9.
And Denny was
I think
marching
when
his way.
Denny got by, it was 2.2
Maybe.
or something like that because there was like 25 to go and he was gaining like a tenth a lap. So he
tenth
was
or
like
two
he
a
was going to
lap.
catch him with like 7 or 8 to go.
Yeah, so Denny was kind of marching through the field because we had some strange, that last pit stop at the stage break for the second stage, a bunch of guys took 2, bunch of guys took, 4. You had people staying out. It was a train wreck.
Mm-hmm.
So Denny marched his way back up to the field. He finally gets clear of everybody, gets in clean air, and he, give him credit, he ran Chastain
Holy
down.
shit.
He caught him
Chastain's spotter, or Denny's spotter was like saying he's going to catch him with 5 to go. No, he caught him with like 17 to go.
Yeah, he was right there.
And then they had a great battle. That was an awesome battle.
That was fun to watch.
They were both, I think what ended up doing Chastain is he kind of licked the stamp and sent it, and you saw the thing get out of shape. When he sent it in there, buried it into the corner, and it got out of shape. He washed up the track. Denny got around him. So now I think there was like 10 to go at that point. Denny wasn't pulling on Ross, though. I will say
No,
that.
Ross caught back up to him.
With like 5 to go, he was only 3 tenths back, and he was kind of catching him. He seemed to be running this really high line, and he seemed to be working for him.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think he was going to get there. And I'm like, God, all this for a Denny win. Oh, wait, who's that spitting down the backstretch with
Austin Cindric.
with a lap and a half to go? It's Austin Cindric.
Austin Cindric made it interesting by bringing out the caution after getting into it with Noah Gragson in like the 20s or something
They just like
that.
hip checked each other, and Austin Cindric just spun.
Yep. And then we cannot stay green for the life of us.
So we hear at this point that most of the people that were on the same strategy as Denny and Chastain, the guys that pit on, what was it, lap 220?
Yeah, I don't know the exact number, but
I think they were all pit around like 220,
I'd say like
221.
13 of the top 15.
Yeah, so we had heard that like Denny could make it one green-white checker. All these guys are on the same strategy. We're all like, all right, one green-white checker, but that's still cutting it close. Somebody could run out of gas. So they fire off the first green-white checker. They go into one. You've got Denny on the inside, Ross on the outside. Larson is behind Denny. I don't think you touched on the little... I mean, obviously, Denny and Kyle have been going back and forth forever.
Mm-hmm.
There was a little bit of a mix-up early in the race. Like, Kyle did what Denny does to him and used him up.
Then Denny hit him after
the stage break.
Stage 2 break, I want to say it was?
Stage 2 break. Denny kind of went up and roughed up his rear bumper to the point where
But
Gabehart...
Denny was the fastest car all day. How
Yeah,
did he get
I know,
past
it's
in the
weird.
stage?
But like how Gabehart came over the radio and was like, quit grab assing. Like, we have the best car. We can win this race. Quit it. Like, he was yelling at Denny, like, don't stop fucking around.
Yeah.
You know? So green flag goes, they sail off into one. And I mean, Larson tried a really aggressive move and it didn't work.
Yeah, so pretty much Larson, I think, had the fresher of the tires
think
of the
so,
people up
yeah.
front. Obviously, they're still older tires. But he started second row on the bottom. Denny and Ross are up front. They both have 70-plus laps in their tires, I'm sure, if not more. And Larson pretty much just sent it in on the bottom with the intention of using up the 11 and pushing him up the hill,
He was going to push the 11 up into the one.
which is
and
a
then
Denny Hamlin move.
It is.
That 100% is something Denny Hamlin
Yep.
would do.
Larson was in Denny's rear bumper, and you could see he was getting him out of shape. But Larson ended up, if I had to guess, 6 to 8 inches too low.
Uh-huh.
The corner of his splitter dragged on the apron, and when that happens, you lose. I mean, it just lifts the front end off the ground. He lost all turn, washes straight up the track, and unfortunately right into the left rear of Ross. I mean, Ross, innocent bystander.
Smokes Ross.
Smokes Ross. Ross backs it into the fence, collects Gibbs.
Oh,
Like we had a
wads up
bunch
half the field. I mean,
Yeah, it was a massive wreck.
Gibbs is in it. Kyle Busch is in it. Dylan,
Kyle Busch
John
was
Hunter.
not in it,
Well,
according to NASCAR.
Yeah, but Kyle Busch stove the wall.
Yeah, he hit the wall.
Yeah,
Yet
he got his
NASCAR-
spot back.
NASCAR's like, no, you were just slowing down for the wreck. You can have your spot back. That was so dumb.
stuff the wall. So dumb.
So dumb.
There was this drama
Byron
a couple years
Hemrick
ago
all
at
in there.
Darlington, where there was, I want to say it was the 24 or something like that, checked up for a wreck at Darlington. I think the 6 also did. And NASCAR's like, oh, no, they were fine. Or the ruling was like they maintained speed,
Yeah.
but they literally stopped on
Well,
the
it's the
track
same
to avoid
shit
the wreck.
as the Daytona race that Dylan won.
Yeah.
Remember, we were all like, Harvick was still rolling. What are you talking about? Like, he still maintained speed. They're like, nope, Austin Dillon's the first car out of the wreck. And we were like, what?
Yeah.
But, so yeah, I put the blame on Larson, 100% his fault. But he was making a move to win the race on a green-white checker. And unfortunately,
He's trying to win. He wadded up the field. Because
Exactly.
he made a rare mistake.
not that rare for Larson. I love Larson. He's one of the best. He's if
A
not-
rare mistake of that caliber.
Yes,
His
he
mistakes usually affect him.
usually just affect him. Usually doesn't affect anybody else.
Not 8, 9 cars.
Yeah. It sucked for Ross. Sucked for me. Sucked for Joe, but that's fine.
Ross's post infield care interview
I hate it though.
was wonderful.
See, I hate that.
Didn't say a damn thing.
I want a little bit of emotion out of the dude. Like, Ross could be like Tim Richmond. Like, he could be
Yeah, but
the
I
guy.
think Ross gets out of the car and does that interview because he's like, if I don't say anything, they can't blame me when I intentionally wreck him next week.
Yeah, true.
Like, if I don't get out of the car and go, all right, he's got one coming.
He's playing
they're
the
not-
long game.
They're not going to look as closely
Yeah.
when he eventually gets that one that's
So,
coming.
I mean, I appreciate what Larson did there, and you got to remember we're a week removed from Larson's spotter being like, "Hey, quit being a bitch." Like, he's gonna run you like that. You're gonna, that's how it would. So
He
I'm
came
sure,
in like a wrecking ball.
I'm sure that's been on Larson's mind.
Yeah.
He's probably getting pressure in team meetings, whatever. Because you saw the highlight package that they put on NBC last night. it's been 5-6 times in the last year and a half that Denny's absolutely used him up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Pocono,
Yeah,
Kansas, like there's
New
been
Hampshire.
New Hampshire. There has been so many times that, and the thing is, they both race each other the same way. They put themselves in. They will put you in a position to choose what's going to happen. And when they both do that to each other, it's like trying to put two magnets together. You know what I mean? It's gonna end badly. Denny was all pissy on his. He wasn't pissy on his podcast because somebody asked him like, "Oh, is it a fit?" Because I guess last week on his show, I didn't listen to last week's, but they were like, "Oh, is it a rivalry?" And he's like, "No." And now this
We're
week
just
he's
two
like,
buddies. It's fun.
and now this week he's like, "Oh, you could call it a rivalry if you want, but I'll tell you what, it's going to keep escalating from here." Like, oh, shut up, you.
Well, that's my number one complaint with Denny's podcast, and I've said that for the 2 years it's been a thing. Every week he contradicts himself.
Yes, I know.
Like the same thing with when he comes out and says, "What's the one thing that'll fix NASCAR?"
And then the next week
And
it's something
every
different.
week it's a different answer. It's the same thing with him and Larson.
Yeah.
Is one week he's innocent, the next week it's a rivalry, the week after that Larson does everything wrong.
I think it depends on if Denny is the person doing the moving or if Denny's getting moved.
Right,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. All right, let's keep moving here. We get to our second overtime attempt. No luck there. Daniel Suarez goes spinning through the grass. Whole bunch of cars wreck on the backstretch. Priest gets in the back of Harrison Burton. He gets
I
turned.
thought that was the third overtime.
Nope,
I thought
that's the second.
Okay.
Corey Heim, Justin Haley, Josh Berry, Todd Gilliland,
Yeah, this started
Stenhouse,
with-
Blaney, Hemrick
It looked
involved.
like Priest was trying to jack the 21 up down the backstretch
Yeah.
and turned him in front of the back half of the field, and this is the point where I fucking love Steve Letarte.
Oh, he's the best.
I say this, Steve Letarte, Jeff Burton, even Rick Allen, they call it how it is. Like Fox, you feel like NASCAR has their hand on their shoulder the entire time. Like, remember, we're the ones who pay you guys.
Yeah.
NBC says whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And I love Jeff in the booth because he never favors Harrison Burton.
No.
You know it's his son, and he'll give him words of encouragement. But there's an instance like this,
Or the host of
or
our thing, even
the host
too.
of our thing, and he'll straight up call Harrison out for something.
Yeah.
But it was the incident before this with Kyle Busch getting his spots back after that initial caution, and they're just ripping NASCAR a new asshole on the broadcast. Like, why did he give him his spot back? NASCAR messed up here. NASCAR shouldn't have done this. And then this wreck was, and right in the corner of the screen, Steve Letarte keeps pointing out, you can see
Yeah.
Harrison gets turned. Let's see what's going on. And then they cut to another camera and like, all right, let's see what's wrong with Ryan Preece here. And then they cut to another camera and like, oh, I'll tell you what's wrong with him. He had Harrison's tires off the ground.
Yeah.
And Harrison's car was on his hood. That's what's wrong with them. And like, they just call it how it is. And I love an honest broadcast.
Same.
Agreed.
I will say I do slightly miss USA though, because we definitely had a little bit more frequent commercials.
There's
this
less
race.
commercials on USA, 100%.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
this race was definitely like every
And-
13 to 15 laps opposed to 25 laps. or so.
And I've also noticed that I have a massive delay on NBC, and I do not on USA.
I spent half this race.
Yeah, I think we're in the same thing.
When we was on NBC, I think Corey Scothan said like, oh, there's a caution for something. I was a lap and a half later. I got the caution.
we
went to-
both said the same thing.
when we went to USA, zero delay. I was
you have
actually one of the
Xfinity,
I have
or-
Xfinity. Yeah,
I think that might be it.
I was one of the first people commenting on the Ross. I was the first one in Discord to be like, "Oh fuck!" and then everybody was behind. I was like, "So I don't have a delay anymore." Okay.
Weird. All right, we get to our fourth overtime restart. No,
That was be the third.
no, this will be the third. We're on the third now. Sorry, hard to keep track of how many overtimes we had.
There's still
It's
more
true.
to go.
Yep, we have plenty more to go. Third overtime restart. We try to fire off. Larson's out of fuel, holds up the line. Kyle Busch gets smushed and spit out.
This is when we were getting into we're like, these guys allegedly could make it one green-white checker. We are now on the third.
And
So
this
I am like,
surprisingly is the first one where somebody sputtered.
yeah, I'm on
Because
the
I
edge of the
expected this
couch.
every single time
What was
somebody was going to run out of gas
was
to
it-
start.
Daytona this year no, because it was one of the races it was Atlanta. Wasn't it Atlanta, the Xfinity race where
Xfinity, yeah.
everybody was running out of gas at the end? And
I feel
so
like
I'm
we had a cup race like that.
So
too.
I'm expecting that. And there's like, they make it through the first two, and I'm like, man, I thought these guys were all like on fucking fumes. Steph was watching. They had the little fuel gauge for everybody, and she's like,
Yeah.
how are they still going? And I'm like, I don't know.
Don't know.
Like, I told her, I'm like, I thought they said the fuel run was like 76 laps, and they're showing
103.
103. I'm like, I have no idea.
No one knows. I don't
And-
think Joey even knows how he made it.
And literally then that restart, I mean, they showed Larson's onboard. You could hear it.
Yeah,
he dips into the throttle. Nothing happens.
Yeah, it's like the car turns off.
Nothing happens.
And he checks up Kyle Busch. Larson immediately jumps to the top.
Yeah.
Plays it smart. Saves himself somehow.
He did.
Unfortunately, everyone checks up behind Kyle Busch, and I think it was Chase Elliott right behind him went to dive low.
And it turned
to
him.
avoid him, and it caught Kyle Busch in the
Yep.
left rear. Unfortunately, Chase came swinging down and clobbered Corey LaJoie.
He hit him hard in the door because at this point, we didn't touch on this. This whole thing has gotten everybody all jumbled up. And at this point, Corey LaJoie is in
Corey
like 7th.
and Carson.
Corey,
are
Carson,
6th
and
7th.
Zane.
and Zane.
And Zane, who was a couple spots behind him.
And it wasn't,
at the time.
and Bubba was on a different strategy too. There was like the top 5 were all like, okay, when are these guys going to run out of gas? And then Corey was like the first one on a strategy where he had enough fuel no matter what. We could do 14 overtimes and he's fine. So we're all like, holy shit, he's going to like have this great finish. Might even have a chance to win if everyone runs out of gas or has to pit. And yeah, he gets doored. He's down in the grass, and I saw the car kind of out of shape, and I was
When
like,
he came back up
yeah,
on track.
I was like, I don't like that. But he stayed in his position. I think the next restart he was like 5th, and then he just plummeted after that because they must have bent something.
Yeah,
or,
Bowman jacked him up on the next restart, and
Yeah.
he dropped like a rock. I think he fired off and realized something was bent or
yeah,
broken.
I agreed. So yeah, that was the 3rd restart, and then this is when the guys that have wins and all that were trying to push it and we'll run this thing out of gas, they were like, you know what, maybe not. I think Denny Pitt, all those front
Denny
runners
pit
came in
after the Priest incident.
I thought he pit after this
So
one.
no, Denny wasn't there for this one.
Yes, he was. Denny was on the inside of Larson on the restart.
No, I thought it was Larson and Blaney were the front row at this point.
No, Blaney hadn't made it back up there.
Larson,
No,
Larson
Denny-
and Logano.
Denny was
Denny's there for the 3rd, not for the 4th.
yeah.
Oh, was
So
he
it
there
was
for this one?
after the
Okay.
3rd. That's when a lot of the guys that were really stretching it were like, we're done. And then the only one that really stayed out at that point in the front was Logano.
Yeah.
And we were like, what the hell is he doing? Like, he needs a win, but Jesus, you're stretching it. And we didn't even realize we were going to have fucking 2 more restarts after this.
Unfucking believable. So yeah, the 4th overtime restart, Logano, Briscoe, LaJoie 3rd, Zane's 4th. Chase Elliott ends up out of fuel on that fire off, so he plummets dead center right through everybody.
Luckily,
Unfortunate.
no one got him, though. Like,
Yeah.
I thought he was going to cause another wreck.
Caution comes out for Josh Berry backing it into the fence.
Yeah, and shout out to NASCAR for doing that because he buried the
He
fence.
hit the wall really
Yeah.
hard.
Buried. Fortunately
Nice.
for him, he was able to fire and keep going. But at the time, everyone's kind of like getting like, why would you throw a caution for that? He kept going. It's like, did you see how hard he hit the wall?
I'm going to give...
Yeah, a few people were complaining about caution calls. I think they were all the correct calls.
I have 0 complaints. There wasn't a single one in
No.
there that I'm like, oh, that shouldn't have been a caution.
Earlier in the race when Chase Elliott spun across the grass.
I'm just talking about the overtime stuff.
Right. Like there was a couple, like Chase Elliott spinning across the grass. Maybe that shouldn't have been a caution.
But like,
But
I'll even give
Every
NASCAR,
overtime, I think they gave him as much time as possible.
I'll even give NASCAR credit. The Suarez spinning across the infield, I think on the second one, he spun across the ball field in the middle, and they didn't throw the caution. Like, kudos to them. They held it. And even on the last...
Yeah, there's about 8 cars in the backstretch that wish they would have called that caution.
Yeah, and even the last... the final overtime restart, there was cars spinning for like the last lap. There were cars everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And they were just like, we need to go home. Like, fuck it. Drive into each other.
Yeah, so that is the 4th one. Now let's go to the final restart. Norm, the tail of the tape.
Bro, I don't even fucking remember.
I literally
at this
don't
point.
remember.
Logano was up front.
Wasn't Briscoe next to him?
Yes.
Yes, Briscoe was next to him. Where the fuck did he go? But they
Ran
pretty
out of
much
gas.
Logano got a great start and pretty much took off. Got a car length and a half ahead. Zane ended up clearing Briscoe and getting to second. But Reddick,
Was a fucking
out
rocket
of nowhere,
ship.
must have just gotten tires because he was like
No.
unstoppable on the top.
He was on...
The freshest
Well,
tires.
yeah, because he was on Denny's podcast, and I guess they had a shit car all day. He corded the fronts, and when the caution came out for the Cindric spin, he was like, "We're screwed. Either we can't stay out because our tires are destroyed. We're gonna have to pit, whatever." And it ended up working out with all the cautions that he had the freshest tires up front because he pit on lap like 300.
and he was coming like a freight train.
Oh my god!
Unfortunately, I think for him, he got overconfident on the top and kind of stuck to his guns because he gained a lot of spots on the restart and then 3 and 4 coming to the white on the top.
It was easy for Logano to just unwind the
then-
wheel and block him.
He got to second coming to the white, and he's still stuck to the top. But unfortunately for him, that's super easy for Logano to wash up and block, like you were just about to say.
Yep.
And then 3 and 4, I think if he just dives to the bottom, because his car's going to stick so much better down there, I think he takes it, or at least gets on his door and they could do something coming to the line. But he goes to the top again, and he's right on the edge of that rubber.
He just gets stalled out.
And he loses all his momentum in 3. Zane ends up getting past him. So shout out to Zane Smith. I mean, God bless. He needed something.
Yeah.
But Zane Smith, strong second. They were almost 3 wide coming to the line. But Logano holds on with 110 laps on his fuel tank. 110 laps on the right side tires. I don't know how many laps on the left side.
He
took
left
2.
A lot.
He got lefts at the stage 2 break. So it was like 230, or it was 130 laps, I think, or 150. They were talking about it on one of the shows I was listening to today. They did the fuzzy math, and it was
so it had to have been 20 to 30 laps more on the left side than the right.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how he went 110 laps on fuel.
110 laps on fuel. Noah Gragson in 10th went 2 more laps than him.
The only thing, people were questioning this last night, and I don't know if you guys saw Gabe Hart, Denny's crew chief, he replied to somebody on Twitter basically saying the reason he saved so much fuel is because he was slow.
Right.
When you're back,
well, that's
and
like
Denny,
the same thing with Daytona and stuff like that. When you're braking the air, you're using more fuel.
And Denny broke it down too really well, and I didn't even think about this. He's like, when that last run, Ross is using all his fuel because he's trying to run away. I'm using all my fuel because I'm running qualifying laps trying to catch him. Logano was in like 12th or 13th. You're letting off earlier to let the car settle in the corner because obviously your car's not handling well. You're not getting in the gas.
You have less to gain.
You're not getting in the gases early because you're trying to make sure you make the corner. Like, the car's not handling as well, so you're not going to be as aggressive on the gas as a Ross or Denny or Larson. Or
you're not mid-battle.
Exactly.
He's just maintaining.
He's just maintaining. And he also brought up, too, that it's been, if you look at it, a lot of the Chevys ran out first, then the Toyotas, then the Fords. He's like, horsepower has a lot to do with that. If the Fords are a little down on power compared to the rest of us, you're not using as much gas as we are, Right. So I think it was a combination of all those things, but I still just do not understand how the advertised fuel run was like 76 laps and we went fucking 110.
Yeah, not even close. So ultimately, Mr. Joey Logano does a hold off the field and takes the checkered flag for his first win of the season.
Still had enough gas in it to a little baby burnout, too.
Baby burnout, followed by Zane Smith's career best second place. After starting 36th, Tyler Reddick brings it home 3rd. Ryan Preece brings it home 4th. A much-needed good day for that 41.
His interview was awesome. He thanked all his sponsors and said, without them, I'd be racing modifieds on some short track, not doing this. So
that's a
big
man
shouts.
Asking those sponsors to bring him more money.
Help! That's a cry for help.
Chris Buescher, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Larson, Daniel Hemrick, and Noah Gragson round out your top 10. I wanted to make mention of Tyler Reddick's post-race interview. What is his problem?
Hangs out with Bubba too much.
It's happening.
It did have something to do with Bubba.
It's happening over and over again. We're seeing him have these great charges towards the end. He wasn't there the vast majority of the day. Ends up bringing it home 3rd. He's got the win, so he's kind of just stacking extra points, which obviously he needs. And he throws a little fit with the mic in his face on national television.
I get it.
You don't want to lose, but hold yourself together.
From his perspective, you're now looking at all of the best cars that were in front of you are now behind you because they all ran out of fuel. You're on an alternate strategy. You should be able to go up there. And I think in the heat of the moment, you saw how much faster he was. And I think he was being hard on himself because, like Norm said, he committed to the top. He's looking back at it already going, fuck, I should have just tried something different.
Right, with the advantage I had, I shouldn't have lost that.
I guess it was also, they talked about it a little bit on Denny's podcast because Denny was like, I haven't seen your interview, but everyone was asking me about it. So, like, what happened? And it was a roller coaster of emotions for him because, like I said, when that caution came out to put us into overtime, he thought the day was over. Then all of a sudden,
26th or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then you get fresh tires and you're rolling, all these cautions are falling your way and you're missing all the wrecks and things are looking great. And then you get to that point of like, holy shit, Denny and Bell and all these guys aren't factors anymore. Everybody in front of me might run out of gas and they're slow as shit. I'm faster than them. I should win this race, no problem. And then you don't execute it.
Right.
And then the thing I didn't even think about, which is actually kind of interesting, they were talking about how Tyler's been a great teammate to Bubba and all this stuff. And Tyler goes, that was also part of the reason for my post races, because I knew that one of the last people we needed to win for Bubba was the 22. And he goes, I was trying to get there for Bubba. He goes, obviously I want to win for my team and I want the win for the 45. But he goes, if I can help my teammate with another notch towards getting into the playoffs, I want to do that. And I failed him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get all those things, but there's a way to
like
compose yourself, and that's not it.
That I feel like that's also like that
I get
feels-
it.
You could say that. Everything that you just said, he could have said, and everyone would be like, I get it.
Yeah. No,
You
I
would have
get it.
totally understood.
I don't think that's what he was feeling at the time. I think that's what a PR person told him.
Wrote
to
up
say.
after the fact.
Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Maybe.
this is the reason why you're upset. I think,
Maybe.
I think why he was upset is he's not mad he finished second. Obviously, he wants to win. He's
Finished
mad
third.
that they were running in fucking 30th all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think he's similar to Kyle Busch right now, where it's he joins this team last year and they start so fucking strong. And now they're barely in the top 20. They're not fighting for wins every week. I think it's a lot of stuff stacking up right now where it's like I'm mad because we're not running better. And then we shouldn't have to be like worrying about everyone wrecking on the last lap of Talladega to win a race, or we shouldn't worry about all the leaders that are 10 seconds faster than us running out of gas at the end of the race and us maybe sneaking in a win. We should be fighting for these wins. I felt like that's what he was mad about, because in his interview, he kept saying, yeah, all the fast guys are out. Oh, yeah, we were horrible all day. I felt like he was mad because he's not performing as well as he thinks he needs to.
Yeah, could be.
Obviously, after the fact, like, oh, yeah, you're having an interview with your team owner. The reason why you're mad is because you couldn't help your other teammate. That's what you say in this interview.
Right.
You're sitting down with your team owner on his podcast. You're not going to get it. You're not going to sit down with your team owner in a public forum and be like, yeah, well, you guys aren't building me fast enough cars. No, he's going to get on there and be like, yeah, I hate that we couldn't win as a team.
No, I
hate that
get it.
couldn't help my
I don't know.
team
I think you guys being a little too critical of it. I get it. Heat of the moment kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, I'm not. I'm okay with guys feeling emotions and stuff like that. And if he got out of the car and went, yeah, I fucked up, I should have won that race. It is what it is. But he gets out of the car and he's so defeated because they haven't been fast.
yeah.
Like, I get that, but at the same time, it's like, you haven't been fast and you just scraped together a second place or a third place finish. You should be happy.
No, I get it. I don't know. I'd rather what he did than the Chase Elliott's and the Jimmy Johnsons of the world.
Then the boxed answer, yeah.
The boxed hair color answer of fucking.
Yeah, I
we
also
had a
don't
good
like.
day. We had a
I
good
don't like
day.
the pitch and the fit when you just ran really well.
Yeah, also,
I get
you're
it.
getting
No.
paid millions of dollars to do this. I don't want to see you
Trust
crying
me.
like a baby because you finished third.
I get it, but I also appreciate that he's pissed off for being in third.
Oh, 100%. But there's a way to deliver it, and that wasn't
taken
it.
I get it.
anger out of like suicide watch.
No,
on
I
Twitter.
get it. I don't know. I'm not being as critical as I think you guys are.
Anyway, that does it for the Ally 400. We got a stack of questions. Let's have some fun, shall we?
Shout out to Noah Gragson. I think he qualified like 25th, and he fought his way up to the top 10.
16th.
Was it 16th? So
It
it
was
wasn't as bad as I thought, but he wasn't. It took him a while to get up to the top 10. I thought Josh Berry, dude, the fuck. They were quick in practice, qualified front row. Dude was in 25th before the end of stage one.
Yep. Plummeted. Absolutely plummeted.
Like when you picked Noah Gragson, I was like, oh, he picked the wrong Stewart Haas car this week.
Nope.
And then he scalps together, fucking 10th place finish. Chase Elliott, 2 self-spins in one race. God damn it. I thought I had that one in the bag, dude.
Yep.
He ruined my winning for the rest
you
of
want
the
to talk
season
about
streak.
having it in the bag?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, Ross, that pit strategy. And then when he got wrecked out, I was like, fuck yes, dude. It's my time to shine. Noah Gragson's nowhere to be seen. And then Chase Elliott spins himself out twice.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, God damn it, Norm's on a roll. I was like, I really need Norm's roll to end because he's so confident right now.
Yeah.
I need the confidence to be shot in the face,
yeah.
and it worked.
Yeah. No, it was. Yeah, that was a fucking roller coaster of a
All
race
right.
day.
The
pick.
Ross getting up front thing, though, I was like, God damn it. This is like, Ross was fucking
Jesus.
terrible all day. He was like 18th,
He got that
19th
pit
all
road
day.
penalty.
Yeah, and then they flipped that stage at the end there.
Yeah.
And gets up front, and then he starts running away with the win. I was like, son of a bitch.
We have 15 questions from 2 people.
Guys.
Are they at least good questions?
I don't know. We'll find out.
YouTube chat, this is your time. If you have questions,
Uh,
throw them in the chat, even
yeah.
though there's only like 8 of you in there.
All right. Relum
Relum.
Chaos is fun. Glad Denny didn't win that.
Facts.
Yeah, if you're Team Chaos, you had a great time this weekend. Nathan Danforth, with Hooters gone, what is an orange sponsor you'd like to see on the 9?
Ooh.
Yellow. Bring yellow back, dude.
Fast Orange.
Fix the ooh.
Hand soap.
Oh,
The greatest hand
that's
soap
good.
ever.
He takes PB Blaster. They're not necessarily orange, but they're yellow and red. The 78 PB Blaster schemes were so good.
I will take
here's one.
Firefox. Firefox would be a good one.
Popeye's chicken, baby.
Hell yeah.
Oh, there it is right
Lose one chicken sponsor, gain another chicken
There it
sponsor,
is right
baby.
there. And
Fastest chicken in the cell.
there. Toss a little Fanta in there and we'll take it. Wanna Fanta, don't you wanna
Imagine the
wanna
Chase Elliott
Fanta?
commercial on a surfboard.
Wanna
Jax.
Fanta?
Do you want a Fanta?
Cheetos.
Oh.
Cheetos would be good.
No, he wins the Popeyes. That's the answer. That's
Us.
the only answer. Us. Yeah, we got some orange in it. All right. Sam Valley 95 with a couple. Any plans to have my bachelor party at a NASCAR race? Working on that. Trying. That's kind of
Oh,
the
it's
plan.
yours.
married.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant
married this
his.
Mine.
year.
Oh, sorry.
I thought you meant
What?
his.
You get married this year.
Sure am.
That's
Yeah,
a-
I kind of blew up. We were thinking about doing the Roval, but that's the week before I leave for 2 weeks, so that ain't gonna happen. So that sucks.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Sam Valley 95. Schedule prediction. Kentucky is coming back next year. I think that is a cold take. I haven't heard that from anybody.
I haven't
think
heard But
that would be cool.
That's been on any of the
The
speculated
only thing that I've
schedules.
seen from Kentucky and Chicago land was that dude that
Is
went
their
and flew
fried
the drone.
chicken.
There's the dudes that went and flew the drone over them. The guy did Chicago a couple months ago, and then he did the Kentucky Memorial Day weekend, and both of them look like they're a solid lawn mow away from being right back to where they were.
Yep.
Chicago actually looked even better. Kentucky still looked perfectly fine. The track surface looks
Chicago,
great.
we're not that far out from having race there, are we?
No. Like that place
It's only
literally
been a couple years.
Chicagoland, I think they still hold events there. Like the website's still active. I think they do like concerts and shit there.
Yeah.
Because the place looks like someone's taking care of it. Kentucky looks a little more like nature's reclaiming bits and pieces of it. The track still looks great. The grandstand still look great. I'm talking like someone needs to go bushwhack the infield a little bit,
Yeah.
and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know?
And those are the types of tracks we need on the
Oh,
schedule.
my God.
We don't need more Montreals
No.
or Mexico Cities. We don't need more road courses. We don't need more Bowman Grays. We need more cookie cutter mile
Progressive.
and a half.
I never thought if I could go back 20 years and tell little me that hated cookie cutters that's what you're going to want. But
Bring them back.
I mean,
give
look
me-
at fucking Iowa.
give
dude.
me mile and a half progressive banked tracks all fucking
Iowa
day.
was solid.
Yeah.
Given Iowa's not exactly the blueprint of these two tracks,
No.
because Kentucky and Chicagoland are a bit bigger. But we lost Fontana, replaced it with Chicagoland.
I mean, you're talking like the Kansas style racing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Are you kidding me?
Ready. Sam Valley continues. Do you think Hooters will return to NASCAR?
I don't think Hooters will return to restaurants.
They're going to need a goddamn government buyout. And if Trump is elected president, there's a chance. Because I'm sure that boy loves Hooters.
That's a strong chance.
John Daly loves Hooters. John Daly's his boy. John Daly's sponsored by Hooters.
Is he really?
Yeah. So
Still?
like,
Not anymore.
Well, not
He's
anymore.
Check-
also
checks made
sponsored
out of
by
rubber.
like Camel cigarettes. So,
No, he literally has gone to golf tournaments in like all over print Hooters pants.
well, that's just what he had in
That's
his
what-
closet.
But no, that man loves Hooters, and he's boys with old DT.
Yep, DTR.
So I think that could they'd make that happen. They'll give him a pardon.
What restaurant / fast food do you want to see as a main sponsor for a car? Applebee's.
Popeye's chicken.
Wawa,
Yeah, it's already been.
main sponsor. It's been on the back of Kyle Busch's M&M's
No,
car.
Deckers
Oh,
had the Wawa car.
doesn't count.
It looked
It
great.
did, yeah.
Um,
Food?
If we get one, I want
Applebee's.
there to be more
That's not fast food.
fast food rivalry.
it says
That's-
restaurant / fast
Oh, I
food.
thought you said just fast food. I say Applebee's is fine dining. Get your shit right.
Yeah, damn right.
Hell yes.
Let me get that quesadilla burger.
And a Dollarita.
Hell yeah.
I've never actually had it, but In-N-Out, because I know their paint schemes would be sick.
That would be a sick scheme.
I've
Yeah.
made some. My buddy Calvin
Hello?
always did In-N-Out. I painted some schemes for him back in the day.
Waffle House.
Yeah, I don't know. Yep,
It's the answer for everything.
it is.
No
All right.
Braxton full-time Waffle House sponsorship.
Would you like to see Nashville Super Speedway host the championship race?
No. I
God,
honestly,
no.
I
don't
honestly,
think the racing was that good.
I don't like this track. The racing's not good.
I have said I think
It's a good city for
we
it.
need to do
Yes.
more in Nashville, and I think, like I said, the fairgrounds.
The
I think, is
fairgrounds,
the place where that's going to be.
If they turn the fairgrounds into kind of what I've seen renders of. Think about the championship race at the fairgrounds, and then
With
the
like
week,
a fucking concert going on out in the background.
and then the
shit.
week after you get the awards ceremony right in the same city. It'd be 2 weeks of just nothing but NASCAR. That'd be fucking incredible.
I don't know if the fairgrounds. I think Super Speedway is more likely to have a
Yes,
championship race
it's
because
more-
of the style track.
Yeah.
But the fairgrounds, I think, honestly, like I said, bucket list place for me to go. But Nashville, the more shit we can do in Nashville, that's our core
Absolutely.
fan base at this
100%.
point.
100%. I just, I don't like the super speedway. I don't know if it's because it's
And
concrete.
Tennessee is borderline one of those states where it doesn't get that cold.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the fact that it's concrete. I don't know what it is, but the racing, I'm sorry, when the Xfinity race is kind of a snoozer.
Truck race, one guy led every lap.
Yeah, you got a problem there. Like, there's a problem. I don't like that track. And it's not just because Dale Jr. hates it.
Yeah. All right. Down the River Diecast. Where do you guys want to see Josh Berry and Noah Gragson go next year? I want to see Berry go to the 21 with
Which-
Rodney.
According to Discord right now, that is apparently DBC said that is, they said one of the SHR drivers is almost a done deal to the 21.
Yeah, it was Chase Briscoe.
No.
And then he just left
hold
him on
let
red.
let me find.
And then I
Yeah,
would like
I'm
to
sure.
see Noah at front row.
I'm sure it's Barry at the 21. I think he's a better fit for them.
Right here.
Yeah, we talked about this last week.
Oh, so Slick said on Door Bumper Clear, they just said that the 21 is getting a driver from SHR. Didn't say who, but they said they don't really have funding, so that would leave Barry or Priest.
Or
And he
Cole
said, my
Custer.
guess is Barry. Everybody's commenting,
There
speculating.
were still a
probably
lot
Barry.
of rumors out that Cole Custer's not guaranteed in that
Yeah.
Haas car, and he could still go to front row or
Yeah, I doubt it.
what were Wood Brothers.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I could see Barry in the 21. Gragson anywhere but RCR.
I don't think Priest stays in the Cup Series. I'm
I don't.
sorry.
That's,
No, I don't
even,
I'm sorry, Scothen.
Nope. Even Scothen said
Priest
it.
wasn't a part of the question, though.
Scothen said it in his reply.
Right,
he
but
said,
Dan just said it because he has the least amount
yeah,
of funding.
Scothen actually replied to that and said it's got to be Barry. Priest is going to probably going to Xfinity.
Right, and if it's somebody without funding, Noah is bringing Bass Pro Winchester.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no Black Rifle this year.
I haven't seen anything.
I think
No.
they were like
They did it. They
an
were on it at
associate
Daytona.
at Daytona,
I think that's about it.
but that's all we've seen at Black Rifle. But yeah, Noah front row. Because I like that a lot more than him at RCR.
Yeah, I said Noah anywhere but RCR.
Yeah.
Put him in.
My dream scenario is still Noah at 2311,
Yeah.
just because that's where personalities pop. I
Yeah.
think.
Put
But-
Noah at Timmy Hill Racing. I don't care. Just don't put him in RCR.
Yeah, put him in the other Rick Ware car, dude. Let's party.
All right, carrying on. Downriver Diecast with a whole stack of other ones here. We got who has the furthest drive to the studio?
Hi,
That would be Dan.
it's me. I got Norm beat by about 20 minutes.
6 minutes.
No, okay, yeah. No, it takes me like 15 to get to your house. But that's all back roads. If we were just taking highway, then it's not
Yeah.
too bad. But yeah, it's probably I got him
On
by
the way
about-
here, though, I leave from work, which is roughly 6 minutes from your house.
Yeah, I get home, and by the time I get home and get in bed, you've already done the show image, so you definitely get home before I do.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Are any of you guys 420 friendly? And do you guys notice it at the track?
I notice it's
Oh,
track.
no,
Oh,
notice
I
the track all
notice
the
it
time.
because I'm not.
I'm
420
totally not. Wink.
Kyle doesn't grow it in his basement.
No.
I have once, and it put me to sleep. Not saying I have anything against it. I would like to actually start doing a little bit of it on the golf course to calm my stupid ass down.
Yeah, it is perfectly legal here in Massachusetts, and it is a great way to relax.
It is also not legal in my state because we are the live free or die state. Yet
But
we're
it's not a
the,
felony.
yet
so-
we're the only one in New England where it's not fucking legal.
Makes no
We
sense
don't
at
have
all.
a seatbelt law or a helmet law, but you can't do that.
Yeah. Any merch dropping soon? Yep. Koozies actually showed up at my house.
I actually was thinking about that like yesterday. I was like, he said like
So
2 weeks ago.
delayed.
It's like 2 weeks ago we were
yeah,
getting koozies.
it was supposed to show up 2 weeks ago before New Hampshire, and there's like unexpected delay. I'm like, fuck you guys. But apparently they are at my house now when I saw the delivery shop
Hell yeah.
show up. So, what is your dream everyday driving vehicle? Dream daily.
One of the big German wagons, like an E63 AMG or a.
Honestly, I love my truck now.
I love my truck. I just don't daily it because I'm trying to keep the miles off it.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
do.
my new Tundra is, I guess the dream would be the TRD Pro loaded to the gills
Yeah.
bazillion-dollar one, but pretty close.
I love my current, like the GTI.
I think it's the best daily I could ask for.
I love my GTI. It's fun. It looks good. I can use it for most everything at work. But that's why I loved the thought of wagons, because my Mark IV wagon was my favorite daily of all time because it was fun. You know, it was on bags. It had swooshy wooshy turbo noises, but I could also put a bunch of shit in the back of it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, you got to think usability and also not something you're like, oh, I could daily drive a Rolls. Like, yeah, because they're comfortable and they're beautiful, but like you don't want to drive that to the grocery store and have someone just stove a fucking shopping cart into it.
I don't want anyone to stove a shopping cart or anything, but I think daily, has to be winter friendly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like I'd love to say like a yellow C6 Z06 Corvette.
Facts.
Because those are bay.
It's a horrible daily.
It's not a great winter car either.
No, it's not a good daily.
Also, I want a C6 Z06 as well. So
I also
saw
do.
a yellow one.
C6 is best at 6 or best C. So.
Yeah, I
there's
C7s
something about them.
by far have better interiors.
Yeah,
but I don't love the exterior of the C7s.
C6 Z06.
I recently watched
little scoops in the back of the skirt.
Yeah, I recently watched
fender flares.
a video, and it's like it was kind of not comparing, but it had like a C5, a C6, and a C7 in it. And I was like, something about a like slightly lowered with wheels C6 is just perfect.
I've always loved yellow cars. Never owned one. Yellow was high on the list of colors when I was wrapping the Miata, but I went with teal instead.
Yep.
But yellow C6 Z06 just looks so good to me because they have the little fender flares.
Yep.
They have the yellow headlights. The interiors, if you go post 2003, I think are decent. But every one you see has the stock chrome wheels on them, which chrome looks horrible with yellow.
Yellow and black.
Paint those wheels black, dude, and it is so good.
Yep.
But that doesn't answer the question at all.
Terrible daily.
Daily, I think in a perfect world, I would daily a Dodge Ram TRX.
Yeah, it's a good answer.
Honestly, pickup trucks are great daily because you can do everything with them.
Yeah.
It's just everything about like the gas mileage and filling them up sucks. But like,
yeah. See, I don't commute for work.
True.
I have in the past, and paying for gas wasn't the issue. It was the mileage I put on my vehicle.
That's my problem too.
I've owned, I don't know, I think I'm on my 6th or 7th truck at this point.
Yeah.
I've never been one to be like, oh, fuel mileage, because I know what I'm getting into.
And I'm the same way.
When I buy a car, I buy it for the engine noise, not the fuel consumption.
And I'm the same way. The only time I've ever talked about fuel mileage with my trucks is now the new one because it gets such good gas mileage.
Same.
I'm like, yo, this is sick. But
I complained about the old one because it had the power of a 4-cylinder and the gas mileage of an 8-cylinder.
Yes.
Right.
Now I talk about it all the time because the bigger truck with like triple the power gets 4 miles a gallon more. Makes no sense at all.
I doubled my gas mileage with the new truck. Like,
what does your new one get?
I average 26, 27.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like
I'm in like the 22 ballpark, which is solid.
Like back roads, I can get it up.
Don't look.
Back roads, I can get it up over 30. And then towing the camper is now around what I used to get on my old trucks, not towing anything.
That's awesome.
I made it from Pocono to home last year on one tank. Barely. It was pushing it, but I wanted to see if I could do it. I made it there, and then I drove it down the hill to the closest gas station, and it took a couple extra cranks to get started. After I filled it, I was like, oh, boy, we were close.
That's why we're taking the hybrid this year.
I was like, we were real close.
Blanca.
Blanca.
Why can a race be so boring and then so fucking out the door?
I feel like we've had that a lot this year where the races started off, like, look at Loudon last week.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row at least.
First 2 stages were kind of like, yeah, it's a normal Loudon race. It's kind of boring, and then shit hit the fan.
Right. That was kind of the same thing with like Gateway a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Like Gateway, not that really exciting of a race, but we had some crazy shit happen at the end that made it good. Like Nashville, I just feel like all 3 races were kind of not what I expected.
I voted
but they
no.
all had fairly exciting finishes.
I voted no this week because I just thought all 3 races were really boring.
Yeah. All right. We'll wrap up a couple of these, and then we'll hop into the chat. L98 Jake, love how NBC is willing to call out NASCAR, just like Norm said. Downriver Diecast again. How do you think Chicago will go with clear weather?
I'm excited. I think we talked about this last year in the preseason about how, what were we looking forward to the most? And I said, I want to see Chicago with not a hurricane. I want to see Chicago how it's supposed to be with the concerts and the fans and the festival atmosphere and the racing. I mean, obviously the racing last year was incredible. I think that track worked out. Now, again, it could have been the conditions. Excuse me. Swallowed my own spit there. That was cool.
Choking my own spit.
Yeah. Hawk Tua. There we go. I feel better now. I think, was there so much passing and good racing because of the rain, or is there maybe?
Yeah, I think the physical racing itself last year was actually very entertaining because we got to see the wet weather tires and whatever, but it was a little bit of a shit show. So many people going windshield deep into the tire barriers. Yeah. But I agree with everything you said. I'm more excited about it for clear weather for the entire event.
Yes.
For people to experience it that couldn't, the people that, obviously
Sorry,
is that
it's
you?
Squeaks.
Sorry. It just sounded like it was coming from a different direction. For people to experience the entire thing, for more fans to be able
Look
to
at
show
all
up, the
the
concerts
shit-
to happen, like
all
you
the
said.
shit
So.
that got canceled last year.
Right.
Like we got half an Xfinity race, not even, and we got the Cup race. But there was so much other stuff that was supposed to happen that weekend that didn't. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what the whole thing is like this year.
Right. I don't expect the on track to be better than last year.
I
think
agree.
The craziness of last year made the on track exciting.
I'm worried
but
that it might be a little worse.
I agree 100%. Is last year the inconvenience they brought to the city, and the city didn't get to enjoy the racing.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
this year it makes a big difference.
So we'll
Fingers
see.
crossed that we get good weather.
Yeah, it looks
That
good.
they deal with this inconvenience, but then they get the satisfaction of like, oh, this is why this is cool.
We
It's because it's on my birthday and you're welcome.
I think as of right now, the forecast looks pretty damn good. So
But I have a feeling this is going to be like Indy, where we had that. Was that the first year when the
when the curbs
curbs broke, and everyone's like, "This is the craziest race I've ever seen. Let's do this every year." And then every year after that, it was the most boring road course we've ever seen.
yeah.
Jet Daily. Ford's getting hot at the right time. Let's keep up the momentum.
They really are.
Ford is turning
I
it
saw
on.
a thing today that how
Still
funny
not
it
in the
was.
Xfinity Series.
I
though.
saw a thing today that it said how funny it is. A couple weeks ago, we were asking what was wrong with Ford, and now Penske's the first team to have all three of their drivers locked in the playoffs.
Yep.
Huh.
And last but not least, Nathan Danforth. This time it was Logano that saved at the pump.
Yeah, that meme's been going around.
Yep.
We did have a DM
Okay.
from Preston. He was at the race yesterday.
Excellent.
He said, this weekend was the first time I had been to the track while being in the Discord. It is a game changer. It's one thing watching from the house and being in the chat, but being at the track is a whole different story. It adds quite a bit of entertainment to a pretty lackluster race. 10 of 10. Keep up the good work, boys.
Excellent.
I'm
We
glad you
would've-
had enough service to get
Yeah,
Discord
we
to
would have
load.
said that last week if any of our phones worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had a couple on the YouTube from DeBaconator14, Mr. I Just Want a Free T-shirt. Austin Hill versus 3,000 toddlers. How many does he vaporize before they knock him down?
Bushlight Peach car coming to Trackhouse.
I don't know. Yeah.
Ooh.
They Trackhouse teaser, new fruit coming, and they rolled a peach by the screen.
Peach
so
car.
Peach,
I
Bu-
wonder if
Bush
that'll
Peach.
be Pocono because
Hey,
doesn't
orange
they did it last year.
I was going to say, Pocono's been the special flavor car a couple years now, didn't
Yeah.
Harvick had the apple car
Apple
there.
and the peach
Yep.
car.
The peach car last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like they're doing a better job of pushing out the peach flavors as well.
We have it in New
We-
Hampshire. this
yeah,
year.
we have them
I've
too.
seen a couple cases of those.
All right, no one asked, but I've had both.
I asked.
I do like the peach better.
Uh-huh.
I like the apple. I like the peach slightly better.
What was it last year? Orange?
No,
Peach.
it's been
Was it
peach.
peach?
Yeah, they just
It's just
redid
apple and peach. It's still like a every fifth beer.
I couldn't get hammered off of them.
No, like I could have a 12-pack of those in conjunction with like 60 Busch Lights.
Yeah.
You know, like 5 Busch Lights, 1 peach.
Nothing will ever beat, though, what was that, 3 years ago at Loudon when we had the apple and the cider donuts?
Oh yeah.
Take a bite of the cider donut, take a sip of Busch Light apple, and it's just fall.
Cider donuts just make everything better.
Fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on. Don.
Hondo Longmire, I don't know if any of us can answer this. You might need to ask Josh, but what mic stands are you guys using? I like the low profile.
No idea.
No idea. Couldn't tell you.
It has like an A on it, it looks like. That would be a question for
I
Josh.
thought there was a
on the
box
Revival
around here somewhere,
podcast.
but I don't see one anymore.
Yeah, I tried. I didn't see any writing. There's a weird A-looking logo, but I don't know what company it is. Sam V, Family Guy, or South Park?
Both.
Family Guy.
Family Guy, 100%.
I think Family Guy was great, but I still remember growing up when South Park first came out.
Agree. Yeah.
And like I had like a South Park hat. There was nothing offensive on it. It was just like the 4 of them, like they were standing at the bus stop, and I remember getting in trouble in school for wearing it because it was.
I got sent home for wearing a Cartman beefcake shirt.
yeah, like I remember getting in trouble for even having it at school because that was like, oh my god, like
Yeah. I got sent
such a
home in
big
like
deal.
3rd grade. I wanna say
And
it
not
was.
to mention South Park with the I remember
We shouldn't have been watching it.
we shouldn't
in
have.
3rd grade.
Years ago, I remember watching like a thing about how when they were at their peak, because the way they animate it, they were able to like if something happened, the next week's episode could
7 days to air. They
like-
did a full documentary of them making an entire season, and the whole point was 7 days to air. They made an entire episode in a week, so that it would be as relevant as
So like
possible.
right now, everyone's talking about the debate last week. This week's South Park episode would be about, you know what I mean? Like that's
Right.
why it was awesome because they were able to just be right on top of whatever was
I
current.
loved South Park
Yeah.
as a kid, but I'm not an adult watching South Park. But Family Guy, anything Seth MacFarlane does, I
yeah,
will watch.
Family Guy is still just
Me and
funny.
a couple buddies, I think it was Saturday night,
we just sat on Discord, and my buddy shared his screen, and we all just watched A Million Ways to Die in the West
Yeah.
because Seth MacFarlane's a god, and
Yeah.
everything he makes is hilarious. And that's pretty much it. DeBaconator said his Duramax gets really good fuel mileage. And Honda Longmire says they're probably Ultima stands.
Well, they're not.
I don't know.
They're not yelling at me and crashing, so I don't know.
True.
Get it, Ultima.
Sure.
Yeah, they haven't passed us in the breakdown lane.
There's no dents on them.
Here, fast,
No,
and
take that
right at
back.
the crash.
True.
They only got 2 speeds, double and triple the speed
Have you
limit.
seen that meme going around of the different Nissans, but they're all the Ultima?
Oh, no.
Oh my god, I saw it a couple weeks. Or like Doug sent it to me a while ago. And
Why does everyone in a Nissan have to drive like an idiot?
No, that's what it was. It was like Ultima Tall was like the Frontier, or so, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, oh my god, it was. I gotta find it. It's so funny.
I never see someone driving a Nissan that isn't driving like a complete and total psychopath.
You're not wrong, and it's every one of them.
You know
Yeah.
know what a lot are now too? Cheap Grand Cherokees.
Yes.
I feel like they're quickly gaining on the Ultima crowd.
Yep.
Oh,
Of,
they've been like that.
most
Like
likely to tailgate you and then pass you on the right
Not
lane.
to mention, and this has always been a known fact, but any version of a Charger or Challenger. I had a
Yeah.
kid. I had a kid like in my back seat yesterday. I was like, "What are you doing?" Like, and he pulls out and kind of looks at me and takes off. It was like a V6. I'm like, "Cool, bro."
doesn't matter. Drives like an 8-cylinder.
Yeah. I had a thought and it's gone.
Yeah. That's
Story
that.
of your life.
Oh God, fucking Joe. I'm from Jersey and I drive a Frontier. Consider me dangerous.
You are terrifying.
And you're
Absolutely
and you're
terrifying.
a Philadelphia fan and you're a Chastain fan who's still sobbing.
That man is, Joe, you're just a weapon.
You're a weapon. Oh, that's what I want to say. Speaking on the Nissan thing, when the hell did they not become the Air Titans anymore?
Air Tundras?
They're now the Air Tundras, which I completely understand. You don't want it. Your
Did
Air.
Nissan sue him?
I'm wondering if, or Toyota was like, why are we calling these our competitor's vehicle?
Yeah.
Because we were still calling them the Air Titans at Loudon, but then twice or 2 or 3 times this week, and I was watching some stuff from last week. Rick Allen was saying the Air Tundras, and I was like, did he just screw that up? And then he said it again.
I bet that was a Toyota thing.
Yeah, he said it the first time.
I'm surprised
he
it
said
took him this long if you think about it.
Yeah, the first time he said it, I was like, oh, he screwed up. They're Tundras with the air thing. And then he said it again and again. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I think we're on to something here.
It feels like a late correction, but like a correction that should have happened 3 years ago because they've been
Longer than
Tundras
that,
for
right.
a while.
Longer than that.
Honda's 100% right. They were calling it that because the engines were Titans.
Oh, okay.
That
I
was
mean,
the
they
whole
still
point,
are.
but I think it's
Got to be a marketing.
because we're constantly calling them the Air Titans. Toyota's like, well, we're the fucking ones towing them.
Yeah, not the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there is a Nissan
I-
Titan. So
I did find it cool. The guest that was on Topics last week, obviously Ryan kind of talked about coming to NASCAR with us and stuff. And the kids that they had on, these kids that do fishing, they're from up by us. One of them works at Ira Toyota, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we had a bunch of those in at work the other day, or before the race, getting them ready for the race." He goes, "They got big V8s in the back to power the blowers." And Sean was like, "That's sick."
hell
It
yeah,
was on topics.
hell
I don't
yeah.
know, some kids.
And that does it for the questions and for yet another episode of the Loose is Fast podcast.
Hey, Woko, you're late.
Hey, my man.
Got in right under the buzzer.
This upcoming weekend, obviously, as we talked about, Chicago Street Course. So we'll see how that goes. We got SVG in there. Was it Joey Hand in the Stage 60? Is
Yeah,
that
it's all
right?
sorts of shit. Yeah.
Austin Hill in the 33.
We got America's birthday,
Yep. 4th of July coming. Happy 4th to everyone.
Kyle's birthday.
You're welcome.
Which is almost more important than 4th of July.
Yep. Mom's due date was the 4th. I was a little late. Came out the 7th, but 4th is still the best holiday ever.
Oh my God! And the weather looks phenomenal.
Yeah, so everyone stay safe out there.
Don't blow any fingers off, please.
Yep.
We
Keep all 10 intact.
We need you to have those fingers so you can leave
Celebrate
us reviews.
America. You're welcome.
Back it up, Terry.
Put it in reverse,
Put it in
Terry.
reverse, Terry.
And remember what Kyle's family sacrificed for this country
You're welcome.
when they founded it in 1776.
You doing any Revolutionary War reenactments this weekend?
No, I direct it.
I feel like Kyle would
That's
be
just
the guy.
family reunions.
Kyle would be the guy with the little, Kyle would be the little guy with the little metal flute.
What are those called?
I don't know, pan flute.
I don't know. Something like
Whatever.
that.
But yes, we have one more weekend, and then we are off to the Triangle.
Off to the Tricky Triangle.
Oh, I'm actually very excited. I can't
Yo,
wait.
Scooter Gang represent.
I need to buy mine.
And
I need to buy
one week until the arrival of one Ronan, age 21.
Oh my God, it's gonna be when he comes in Wednesday,
He's flying in Wednesday. We got the tasting Thursday
and then you guys
early
will be
afternoon.
scooting right after that.
Norm's going to come down, hang with Ronan at my house, and then we'll scoot right after
Yeah,
that. I don't know how long the tasting is, but I can't imagine it's
Time's
more
to
than a
start.
couple hours. 1?
Terrible timing on your part, sir.
Well, it's the week off. It's pushed back a week.
I know.
That's what screwed it.
So you
It
guys
starts at 1.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
that might work out well for you guys though, because then that means you'll be leaving Boston maybe post traffic. Like if it starts at 1, you guys get done by 2:33.
He's south of Boston. So
yeah,
we
that's
really-
it's still bad
Really?
though. South of Boston's ugly.
Oh,
at
it's really
times.
ugly. Yeah.
So I think if you guys, you get done by 2:33, by the time you get home, pack the truck up, it'll be 4,
We'll probably leave at 4 or 5.
and you'll
Would be
be
my
and you
guess.
guys will be making great time because you want to follow my slow ass.
Yeah, but we'll
Right, we're gonna
we'll
be
have
sitting-
everything packed up and ready to rock. Like when I get back to the house, you guys will be ready to roll, and we'll just hop in the truck and fucking go.
Yeah, and you, like I said, you guys won't be doing the 60, 65 that I'll be doing. You'll be boogieing down there.
Yeah.
We'll be doing the speed limit, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're leaving. I haven't talked to Steph, but we're going to try to leave early in the morning just to get there.
Right, because imagine like 11 a.m. probably.
I'd like to go even earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe, just to get, like, maybe just after traffic dies down,
Yeah.
and then we could just fucking get there and be
We'll
done.
figure it out.
So,
And we will bring you some. We got potentially an interview during Pocono weekend with our boy.
Yes.
But we'll bring you some news. We got some merch coming, so that's coming soon. So look out for that. Follow us on everything at
Loosesfast _pod on Instagram and Twitter, or X, or whatever Elon wants us to call it now. And the Loosest Fast podcast on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you already know.
Damn right. Fill out a review. Tell your friends. Share the image. We'll catch you in Chicago.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Mics are hot.
Mics are hot.
We're still here.
DJ
What did I do?
McLeod
What did
has
I do to meme?
You were just waving at the camera.
Oh, just
like
waving?
an
That's
idiot.
fine.
Nothing will beat the meme from last week when she won't stop sucking.
Yeah, that was a
or
good
whatever it was.
BJ McLeod's running a power slap car.
They're all mad at me in the memes channel because I sit slightly off camera so they can't meme me. And I was like, chestnut checkers, boys.
Yeah. Well, bothers the hell out of me. Would you do what you wanted to do?
Why is it bother? Why would it?
Because you're not in it.
How about you let me adjust the camera?
When you look at it, all it is your belly.
That's fine. I told you I'll adjust the camera over, and you were like, don't touch it.
I'm not touching that.
I'll touch it. I don't give a fuck.
Touch it.
I'm not adjusting my seating position. For you people. This is the seating position I've used for 3 years. I'm not about to change it for 9 people.
Nope. All right. How many people are still in there?
Probably 9.
Hang.
9. Oh, sorry.
So what is Perez in an old Frankie Muniz car?
Kind of what it looks like.
Seems like, yeah. All right, gentlemen and ladies, if there's any in here, we got to download this. So we're going to sign off.
Go
We
on.
love you. You're not just 9 people. You are our favorite 9 people.
Joe, have you calmed down yet, or are you still just? What if I said the word Kyle Larson? Does that just send you into a tailspin? Hendrick
into the wall.
Motorsports.
It wasn't the weapon this time.
Hendrick Motorsports.
Love you all.
Okay, bye.